Okay, we're just waiting for everybody to get in here before we get started. Make sure you guys drop a like on the stream and drop a 7 in the chat if you can hear me good. Let me know if it's too high or too low. Okay, we have some people putting 7s, so everything seems good. Make sure you guys drop a like, because this is going to be a really good live stream. Not only am I going to be exposing the humiliation ritual with Jimmy Kimmel and Charlie Kirk, but we're also going to go deep into all of Jimmy Kimmel's characters. Because as you guys can see by the title, we're exposing him for being Tom Hanks and Neymar. And we're also going to be exposing their base character, which is an immortal woman. And we're also going to expose a bonus character that is their youngest character at the very end. So make sure you guys watch this stream all the way through. Alright, so we're just sharing it to other people right now. And make sure you guys, anyone that's new coming in, make sure you drop a like and share it as well. We have some really big announcements that we're going to be making also. Shout out to Isaac from the Patreon. He said he's been eager for another video. Shout out to everybody that's been joining the Patreon. And speaking of that, let's get started with the announcements. So first things first, make sure you guys join the Patreon if you haven't already. I'm going to put a link. The link's in the description, but I'm also going to link it in the chat right now. Divine Sade has a really good video on there for Enlightenment tier and Celestial tier. And this video is titled, Aging is Only Bad for NPCs, Starseeds Are Forever Young. Starseeds evolve with age, while NPCs devolve with age. And she also did this video, Beware NPCs Are Getting Worse, and then my recent video on Charlie Kirk mocking his fake death 20 days before it happened. So if you're not in the Patreon already, you're really missing out. Also, Divine dropped the 2026 numerology calendar.
I have a video coming out on Patreon. It's going to be free for everybody. Just make sure you sign up, where I basically explain the energy of each day, basically the numerical energy, and explain how to use the calendar, because I feel like last year I didn't really explain it, but it's going to be a really good video. So I recommend you guys to sign up, even if you cannot afford the membership right now. Just sign up, because I will be explaining the calendar and how to use it, and the numerology ebooks that I have. Now, I do not recommend you guys get the numerology ebook on Patreon. We actually just released our new website called Gematria World, and if you go on there and go to shop now, the numerology ebooks and the regular ebook about Twin Flames and the numerology calendar is now on there, and it's actually cheaper. I explained that in the video that I'm going to release to you guys later. And also, it is still recommended that you get the Patreon, because if you get the Celestial tier, you still get that included, because I love you guys so much. So you get that included. But I highly recommend you get it through the website that we have out now. Okay?
So all of the products are still on Patreon, as she said, but if you want to get it cheaper, we have it on our website, Gematria World. And shout out to Divine Sade for designing this beautiful website. It looks amazing. We have the Matrix theme.
And it's like a video game. Guys, I've been having this vision for so long, and I finally brought it to fruition. I guess that's what they say.
Yeah.
And honestly, guys, I just highly recommend you guys check it out. It's still in the beginning, development of it, but it is out. It is public for all of you guys. The link is in the description, so go check it out. We have our own gematria calculator finally.
It's only $2 and you get access to 18 ciphers.
Exactly, a match future.
Okay. And unlimited history.
Okay, and so that's amazing. And we're going to be adding more things as time goes on. So very excited.
Here's a test so you guys can see how it looks. So make sure you guys subscribe to gematriaworld.com. The link's in the description. It's only $2 right now. We are going to raise the price up in a couple of months. So I recommend you get in now while it's cheaper, because for our first loyal people, you're going to get the $2 price. And even after we raise the price, you will still be paying the $2.
Exactly. And eventually we'll put Celestial People on there for free if I can figure out how to work that, but that's later. Yeah. So it's a really cool website. I really recommend you guys check it out. All my people that love gematria, you guys have been asking us for 5 years now, where do you guys do this? How are you guys calculating these numbers? All this stuff. And as time goes on, you guys are going to see with the new Patreon video that I released, that is going to be free. Again, sign up so you can see the video. It's coming out next week. But you're going to see in that video, I talk about how I'm trying to get you guys to understand numbers, because the entire world is numbers, and that's how they keep you at the bottom. That's how they keep you asleep. That's how they keep you in a dream state, because you don't understand these numbers, okay? Everything is numbers. That's why they made you hate math in school. That's why they made you learn filler stuff in school, okay? That made you despise mathematics when everything's actually very simple, okay?
And also, since we just put out the Gematria World Calculator, if you guys have any questions about how Gematria works and all of that, you can ask us on Patreon and we can help you. Especially if you're on Celestial tier, we can book a phone call session and directly show you teach you how Gematria works, how you can use it.
Exactly.
And all of that stuff.
And all the scripting, because we've had so many phone calls with people asking us, can you guys help me do gematria to see if this person's meant to be with me? We've had crazy conversations with people. And honestly, guys, there's just entire world out there that's coded, and we're all a part of it. And that's just how the simulation works, okay?
And that's why she did this matrix thing, because every time we do the scripting, it further proves we're in a matrix, a simulation.
And that's where the name is inspired from, Gematria World, okay?
And
we're in a world ruled by numbers. Your numbers, we're all numbers, okay?
And we will also be putting out blogs on here for free as well.
Exactly. There's one already there that's just explaining
the website. Exactly. The membership is called Decoder, and it's $2 right now. So yeah, make sure you guys get the Patreon and the Gematria Calculator subscription.
Also, if you already have the numerology ebooks or the calendar or whatever, you can go on the website and actually leave a review. That would be really nice, because I never got to get reviews since Patreon doesn't really allow that. So I never got to get any of you guys to tell me feedback, so it's publicly released. You guys have DM'd me, of course, but you guys never were able to leave public
reviews. Exactly. And that's the main reason why we wanted to make this website also, because not only do you guys get a direct purchase, but it's a better layout. We noticed recently Patreon has a terrible new layout with the shop. So this website is way more simpler, easy to find, and anyone can purchase at any time.
And there's no fees, okay? Yeah. I understand. They are sick what they do. Apple, all of them, they raise this stuff, guys. We do not try to make it, this crazy. They do this stuff. Yeah, it's insane.
Because it's a third party. But now you can directly purchase from our website directly, and we even have an incentive of making the prices cheaper.
Exactly.
So it's cheaper, you support us more, and there's no fees.
And eventually, We will not be on Patreon. All these videos will hopefully be on a website one day. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
That's the next mission.
Yeah.
So thank you guys all for your support. You guys are what made this possible, because all of your guys' support on Patreon has really helped us.
Exactly.
And again, if you want the membership 50% off, you click this pay annually button and you get whichever tier you want 50% off.
Exactly. And you know what's crazy about that? A lot of people have been doing that, and it's good to say that because this is not just with our Patreon. I'm talking about in general with financial literacy. I find that this goes back into people not understanding numbers. They're not understanding the code of the system or anything. They are falling victim basically because they're not understanding how math works. They get you to focus on everything else except for the fact that everything is coding, and this is basic financial literacy. So yeah.
And we understand not all of you guys can afford
it because
everything.
They're really attacking people right now. So
yeah,
we understand that completely.
Someone said they unfortunately don't have money to support us on Patreon right now.
We understand.
And that's why we have the calculator now, which is only $2.
Exactly.
And you get to play around with it and put in your name and find out the energies of your name. And like Divine said, yeah, she's going to be making videos on Patreon explaining this, because the energy behind your name is important also. So join the Patreon for more videos explaining this. But yeah, that's pretty much all the announcements.
Also, we have more videos coming on Patreon. Every month we put out like 4 to 6 videos. So that's like a good amount of videos, and that's divided between the like enlightenment tier, knowledge tier. Yeah. And so really good videos. I recommend people that feel like you are a chosen one, a black sheep of your family, you feel like you're out of place, I recommend you join the enlightenment or celestial tier. There's so many amazing people on there who relate to the videos. It's just a great community. I get comments all the time and messages from people telling me how much those videos that I've made on there is changing their life. I've helped people move out of their parents' home. I've helped people like get out of toxic, nasty situations. And I'm just so thankful for all those people on there. So,
and we've helped people with relationships also. And yeah, people just love it. Like, shout out to Benny right here. He's a big supporter. And he said he appreciates these spiritual videos because this whole tier is about that. So if you want spiritual advice, join the enlightenment and celestial tiers. So that's all the announcements. Like I said, all of the products are now available on the website. That's the main thing to take away from this. And I'm going to be using the calculator in this stream to give you guys an idea of what it looks like. So let's get started. So before we get into Jimmy Kimmel's characters, let's talk about what happened. So on September 18th, 2025, which is 999, September's the 9th month, 18 is 9 because 1 plus 8 is 9, and then 2025 is a 9 year. So of course they complete, they remove him and he basically completed his agenda by doing this. And they did it on a 9 year because the Charlie Kirk situation, they harvested a lot of energy with Charlie Kirk this year, and they're attaching other celebrities to it to make it a bigger harvest. So that's why they did this Jimmy Kimmel thing. And at first, I didn't even know why this was even a big deal. They always blow things out of proportion. But when you know that everything is scripted, you understand why they're doing this stuff. And there's a deeper agenda to every time they suspend somebody for speaking. So if you think about it, Charlie Kirk's entire situation was he got killed for speaking.
It's fear-mongering, programming people that if you speak about something that you believe in, you will be offed, all right?
Yeah.
And that is what they're doing in this year. They are pushing so much fear-mongering.
And we will be answering you guys' questions after we present everything in the stream. So just wanted to let you guys know that. Alright, so it says ABC suspended talk show host Jimmy Kimmel indefinitely over remarks about right-wing influencer Charlie Kirk's fake passing. Jimmy Kimmel said the MAGA gang aimed to score political points from the shooting. Some prominent Hollywood figures condemned the move as censorship and a threat to free speech.
I was just about to say that. It seems like all of these events are showing that they're trying to censor people.
Yeah.
Okay?
And they can't actually do it. As you can see, we're still allowed to make videos and stuff. So what they do is push fear
through their fake characters. See, if you don't know that they're fake characters, you think they're all just, different people living their lives. No, Jimmy Kimmel is involved just like Charlie Kirk is, okay?
Yeah.
And so that's a crazy connection. Both of their last name starts with a K. But
and R.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. So you would just think this is random, and if I say something, I'm gonna get in trouble. No, that's not true. You have to understand that they're all fake.
Yeah, they want you to free will not speak your mind. They're not forcing you to do it. They're doing it by characters like this. Then it says, Donald Trump welcomes Jimmy Kimmel's suspension as great news for America. So this is even crazier because he's promoting for people to not be able to speak. And what he said wasn't even that big of a deal. I looked it up. All he said was, we hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
You know the double speak that's going on here? He said they're trying to not categorize him as being one of them.
Yeah.
Meaning they're saying their characters.
That is true. They even use the word characterize.
Exactly.
All these key details. They're admitting their characters. And as you guys know, we've already exposed all of Charlie Kirk's characters.
And why did he refer to him as a kid if he's 18, 19-year-old? The kid is in reference to goat.
Oh, yeah.
That's what that means. That's encoded.
Yeah,
messaging.
Kid is a baby goat. And yeah, Charlie Kirk is a fake person. We've already exposed him for being a mixture of Sam Smith, Seth MacFarlane, and Miley Cyrus. That's why he looks so feminine. So he's a very mixed character. Go watch our live streams about this topic if you want to know more. But in this video, and also I recommend watching the Patreon video I made where he openly mocked his other character in this interview. So go check that out. He mocked both of his characters and the fact that he was about to fake his death 20 days before he did it. Alright, and now let's get into the comparisons. So this one is very obvious, but I feel like it went over everybody's head. For some reason, we wouldn't expect Jimmy Kimmel to be Tom Hanks. And I think the reason for it is because of his beard. If you notice, all they did with Jimmy Kimmel is put a beard on him. You know, he has facial hair. That's pretty much the only difference. And this is why in the comparisons I showed photos of him younger where he doesn't have as much of a beard, because that's the little detail they gave his character to try to make him look different. They always have to do something small to change what the character looks like. But if you notice, even their hairline is the same, their nose is the same, their smile is the same. And right here, you can even see they have the same eyes. They're doing a very similar look right here. And it doesn't matter how old Tom Hanks gets, he will still always look like his other characters. And keep in mind, Tom Hanks has a huge list of characters, but in this stream, I mainly wanted to focus on Jimmy Kimmel. So I will do a separate Patreon video exposing all of Tom Hanks' characters because he has a lot. And here's another really good comparison where they have the same exact smile or laugh. And again, the same eyes. This one is just very obvious, but people wouldn't expect it because he's a talk show host, you know. But he's also an actor, so that's the similarity also. And I noticed when Tom Hanks was young, he looked a lot like Jimmy Kimmel the most. So now let's talk about how Tom Hanks has admitted all of his characters. I don't know why certain celebrities just always mock this, especially actors, and comedian type of characters. They always mock this in your face, and this one was just blatant. I couldn't even believe he did this. So with this entire humiliation ritual that happened with Jimmy Kimmel, Tom Hanks came out and publicly supported Jimmy Kimmel for this situation. As you can see, Tom Hanks publicly supported Jimmy Kimmel by signing an open letter from the American Civil Liberties Union that condemned Kimmel's suspension and defended free speech. So Tom Hanks is saying that this whole situation goes against free speech. He was among hundreds of Hollywood stars, including Jennifer Aniston and Meryl Streep, who are also people we've exposed in the past, who signed a letter in September 2025 after ABC suspended the late night show. So notice how they got hundreds of celebrities to defend Jimmy Kimmel and free speech to show that this is their agenda. They have to admit what their agenda is. They put somebody to go against it so that now it's like your choice if you choose to go with the idea of not having freedom of speech. Then it says the letter argued that the suspension was a dark moment for freedom of speech. It was released after ABC suspended Jimmy Kimmel Live following comments that he made about Charlie Kirk and pressure from affiliate stations. This letter urged Americans to fight to defend and preserve our constitutionally protected rights and resist government attempts to silence artists and media. So all the bots and stuff that get happy when this happens don't even realize that they're supporting to not have freedom of speech. Like with Andrew Tate, even Trump has been blocked from a lot of platforms. Alex Jones, all these characters, they purposely ban them to push fear on speaking. And obviously not everything they say is true. They purposely mix in truth with lies so that people can believe everything they say. But it's the idea of banning someone just for speaking. That's what pushes fear into people. And now, this was the hugest mockery. Not only did he have Tom Hanks on his show, but he has this cardboard cutout where he looks exactly like him, and he's just mocking his other character. Now let's get into the gematria connections. So Tom Hanks' real name is Thomas Jeffrey Hanks. Also, one thing I want to point out about Tom Hanks, he pushed a huge agenda during 2020. This is how I know him and all his characters are used to push fear, because I can't say the word, but the big event that happened in 2020 started off with him. If you guys remember.
And think about who was in office.
Donald.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then think about who's in office right now with his other character getting censored and stuff and suspended. The same character.
That's a huge connection. I didn't even notice that. And everybody went crazy. A bunch of bots were saying Tom Hanks got, the CV. And that's what pushed fear. And I kept thinking, why would people be scared just because an actor, someone who pretends, got this fictional thing? You know what I'm saying? So that was just a huge agenda. And then he even posted a typewriter. I'm going to make a Patreon video about this because we can't say these words on YouTube.
I made a video about Mother Teresa, Fauci, and their other character. So I recently exposed that event, and think about it, the guy that was behind it all, that everybody was looking to as God, is a fake character. So
yeah, make sure you guys join the Patreon to watch that video. And by the way, we have over 120 videos now. So when you join, you get access to a lot of content. And it's deeper content and certain stuff that's censored on here.
Exactly, because I couldn't do that video on Mother Teresa, Fauci, and them on YouTube. I couldn't do that, so.
Yeah, Patreon people get the deeper videos. So another thing I noticed was throughout 2020, do you guys remember who was all over the media? Jeffrey E. I can't say his name.
Wow.
And notice Tom Hanks' middle name is Jeffrey, and it's spelled exactly the same way. And I have a video exposing his wife on Patreon, so I recommend joining to watch that as well. Let me pull that up real quick. Okay, here we go. I can't say her name, but you guys can see it on the screen. So I recommend you guys watch that video, and I will be exposing Jeffrey and all his characters also. And the irony is she's actually been in the media throughout this entire thing. Okay, so now let's get into the gematria. So his name is Thomas Jeffrey Hanks. Jimmy Kimmel's full name is James Christian Kimmel. So their first names, Tom and James, have the same gematria in 3 ciphers. They both equal 48 in the ordinal, 12 in the reduction, and 288 in the Sumerian. And there was way more ciphers also, but it didn't fit on here, so I wanted to just show the main ones. But I was really shocked that their first names matched up so much. And then even their first and last names match up. James Kimmel and Thomas Hanks both equal 39 in the reduction cipher, and then James Kimmel is 186 and Thomas Hanks is 168, which is 86 reversed. By the way, don't mind the NPCs doing noise in the background. We'll talk about that later because so many things have been happening with NPCs lately. Like Divine said in her recent Patreon video, the second most recent one, about how NPCs are getting worse.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
And so now let's look at their full names. So this is with their middle name included. James Christian Kimmel and Thomas Jeffrey Hanks even have the same gematria of 73 in the same cipher. So no matter which way you spell their name, it's going to match up. And I find it funny that his middle name is Christian and he gets banned for talking about Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk is Christian. You know, he pushed that agenda a lot. And I have a Patreon video exposing all religions, and they actually took it down from YouTube. So this is why we have the Patreon, because we can't talk about everything on YouTube. Here it is. It's an hour and a half long. I recommend anyone that is attached to any religion watch this video. I expose the entire agenda with it. People are giving away their energy to entities that they don't even know, when you could be using that energy to power up yourself. And that's the whole reason why we expose celebrities. People don't realize they're siphoning your energy when you could be using that energy on yourself. And when you watch our videos, for example, and see that it's fake, we are now disarming them from harvesting your energy. So this is why it's important that you guys like the stream and share these videos so that we can get more people away from keeping these energy harvests alive. The only thing that keeps the system going is your energy. Now let's get into the shocking role that Tom Hanks has. And this one is just shocking because nobody would expect Tom Hanks to be Neymar. Like, they are in 2 completely different industries. Tom Hanks is an old white actor and Neymar is a Brazilian soccer player.
They look identical.
Yeah. This is like undeniable, and there's a lot of soccer fans that always get mad when I expose soccer players. And it just shows how attached people are to soccer and sports in general. And that's another huge energy harvest. I feel like soccer harvests one of the most Like, it has one of the biggest harvest rituals than any other sport because it's worldwide, and they're doing a World Cup again next year. And every time they do that, so many people go and pay thousands of dollars to watch it. And it's time that people realize sports are fake. Like, some sports are already dying, but there's still so many people giving up their energy. So it's very important that you guys realize sports are fake. And this one is just so shocking to me because they have the same smile. Like, I can't make this up. And I think what also makes it shocking is Neymar is a completely different race. And I'm going to get into that because Tom Hanks is known for mocking darker skin tone people. So here they are doing the same smile. And notice he has blonde hair right here, which is referencing his other character. And right here you can see they have the same eyes. They both have this like hazel eye color, and you can really see that right here. And then I noticed when Tom Hanks was really young, he looked the most like when Tom Hanks was really young, he looked the most like Neymar. And another similarity is their hairstyle. Neymar used to always have this hairstyle, and notice Tom Hanks used to have a similar one as well. They have this elongated head, and they keep the top part longer than the sides. And this is where we get to the point where Tom Hanks is just mocking everybody. He always admits who his other characters are. I couldn't even believe how easy it was to find this. Why would this guy openly love and support this soccer team called Aston Villa? You know, it doesn't make any sense for him to be in love with soccer so much. And they tried to make a fake scenario of why he supports this team so much. And the reason they had to do this is because logically it wouldn't make any sense for Tom Hanks to be supporting this random soccer team. So here we see him supporting this team, and here's their fake reasoning as to why he does this. Tom Hanks is a well-known fan of the English soccer team Aston Villa. He became a fan after hearing the team's name on the radio and thought it sounded like a pleasant holiday destination. That doesn't even make any sense. How could Aston Villa sound like a holiday destination? He has been seen at games, including one in February 2023 where his team suffered a dramatic late loss. And here's a video of him reacting at the soccer match. So again, this makes no sense for him to like this team, but they had to make him like soccer because it connects to his other character. And there's even other soccer connections. He has also been linked to the US women's national team and has participated in events like Soccer Aid. So he's always openly supporting this team on social media. And now let's get into the geometric connections between Neymar and Tom Hanks. So Neymar's full name is Neymar da Silva Santos Jr., but they mainly just call him Neymar Jr. As you can see, some of his jerseys just have Neymar Jr. Neymar Jr. and Thomas Hanks have the same gematria of 40 in the Chaldean cipher. So as always, not only do they look alike, but they match in gematria. They do this every time. And since Tom Hanks is the main template for Jimmy Kimmel and Neymar, it makes sense that Jimmy Kimmel and Neymar would also look alike because they're both based upon the same character. So here is Neymar and Jimmy Kimmel, and they have the exact same smile, teeth, and nose. Right here, you can really see the similarities. And when I showed these comparisons to Divine, she said that they purposely smiled in the same way so that these comparisons could be made. You know, they do this stuff on purpose. And they admitted this one with a meme where somebody took a photo of Neymar on Call of Duty, and they said he looks like Jimmy Kimmel. And I noticed it was very easy to match him up with that photo. And here's another comparison of him on Call of Duty looking like Jimmy Kimmel. And I noticed they've been putting a lot of celebrities in video games lately, which shows that they're characters. You know, especially Fortnite, they've been putting so many celebrities that you can play as characters. And it's just further mocking that they're just characters. So they also have the same gematria. Jimmy matches to Neymar's full name, which is Neymar da Silva Santos. They both equal 70. And this connection shocked me because, you know, we always talk about the number 13 and 31 and how there's bad luck associated with these numbers, right? And right now, there's a lot of people talking about how Neymar's career went downhill and how, you know, he basically ruined his career. And I'm not shocked because his name equals 31 in gematria. So whenever characters are connected to 13 or 31, they will go through humiliation rituals or just negative things happening in their life. And this is a huge connection because Neymar equals 31 and Jimmy Kimmel is born on the 13th. And ironically, his birthday is coming up in about a week and a half. And on top of that, he's born in 1967. The shadow number is 67. 6 plus 7 is 13. So this character is heavily connected to 13. And this is why he was humiliated and suspended. And this was a huge mockery, probably the most blatant mockery out of all of these characters. Neymar Jr. was on Jimmy Kimmel's show and he attempted a terrifying shot from Jimmy Kimmel's roof. Why would they have him kicking a soccer ball on Jimmy Kimmel Live? This doesn't make any sense. But when you know that it's his other character, then you understand why. So this was them admitting in plain sight that they're the same. And the connections go even deeper because Jimmy Kimmel has more of a history with soccer through his show because he also has an interview with another very famous soccer player, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. And there's segments where he pranked or exposed fake soccer fans. And it says that he also had musical artists like Soccer Mommy, which I've never heard, but purposely had her on there because soccer is in her name. And here are just some more times where he has interviewed soccer players. And then here is the part of him mocking and doing pranks about it. Now let's get into the connections I was saying. You know, I can't say the word, but I'm just going to call it BF, where they dress up as the race of their other character. So Neymar is Brazilian, right? Brazilians are a darker skin tone. This is why Neymar is clearly darker skin tone than Jimmy Kimmel and Tom Hanks. And the reason why Jimmy Kimmel did this BF impression is because his other character is a dark skinned character. I showed the same thing with 6ix9ine on my community tab post and in my recent video on him from last year. He put black stuff all over his face and I posted it because he was referencing his other character, Lil Fizz, who has a darker skin complexion. They do this every time. And Tom Hanks also did this. There is a video of him from 2004. I didn't even notice this.
No way.
Where he was at a school fundraiser and him and another man were wearing BF and stereotypical African clothing. Hanks later said that it was horribly offensive.
So this was 2004, right?
Yes.
You know what's crazy? I have the video on Patreon about the George Washington guy, And I found that there was a BF movie
Oh
in like
yeah.
2001 or something. I was like, what? The George Washington video, but you can pull that one up too.
So first, let me explain the 42 for people that don't understand. The reason why we just highlighted that every time they do something stereotypical, they use the number 42 and 24. And Divine has a amazing documentary showing this on Patreon. Here's part 1 and here's part 2. And look at the mockery with this. Kobe is literally number 24 and goes through all these humiliation rituals. Chadwick Boseman did a movie called 42 where he played a guy that had the number 42. It's all in plain sight.
So in this video, I talked about how this character, it's so weird because like, just watch the video. I can't say all that stuff on here. I can't say those words.
Yeah, there's...
But this is crazy. Like, that's actually crazy. There's a lot of characters that were involved in that type of stuff.
Yeah, that's a huge agenda that is really sick. You know, we can't really explain it too much on YouTube, which I hate because from us exposing it, we'll get in trouble.
But they're really mocking that they create characters of like different races and then they play a stereotypical role to program the people within that group of people. And that's what the 42 docuseries is about.
So make sure you guys join the Patreon and watch all 3 of these videos to understand, because we can't even talk about that on here. But yeah, I bet a lot of people didn't even know Tom Hanks did this, and this is why we pointed out he specifically did it in 2004. They do this stuff on purpose. And this one was just sick because he did an impression of another celebrity.
Wow, that's crazy. So they have this in common.
Yep. That's a connection.
And have you noticed his sports?
Oh yeah, that is true. I didn't even think about that. He dressed up as a basketball player and his other character is a soccer player.
And a weird thing about the 42 video, when you were pointing out Kobe, he's in basketball, and then Chadwick was playing Jackie Robinson. Yeah. And he's in baseball. See?
All sport connections. And this could all be predictive programming also, that one of these characters is going to fake their death, because not only did he get humiliated recently, but whenever they do this, so like we had pointed out Kobe, let me go back to that. Notice how Kobe and Chadwick are both death fakers on here, and Tupac and X. All these characters that where they blatantly do this agenda with, they end up killing them off. It's something I've noticed. So I wouldn't be surprised if one of these characters fakes their death. Now let's get into their base character. And this part is shocking because this person is not even listed on the internet. This photo is from a random person on Reddit, which is not random, by the way. These are fake people on Reddit. This is them. And it was a person that said, "My great grandmother looks like Jimmy Kimmel." So she's not a celebrity or nothing, but they had to show this because that means she was out here infiltrating as a regular person, and later they were going to make celebrities off of her image. This shows that they infiltrate in real life.
They've been doing this for a very long time. That's insane.
That's why they always have a extremely old character.
Exactly.
And we go deeper about that on Patreon. You know, we expose their immortal characters.
Think about the George Washington video. Teresa and all of them, they're really old characters. The list goes on of characters that are like super old.
And you're right, George Washington is very old.
I mean, he's called a founding father. Think about that.
He on the dollar bill.
Exactly. And that's how he harvests his energy. Still to this day, people don't even understand that. That's a whole nother thing that I talked about inside of that video. These characters, they have characters out right now. They have a TikToker, an infiltrator in IRL. The list goes on.
Ironically, they also have a soccer player character, which I'll be exposing.
Wow. That's funny, the KFC video. One of our neighbors recently died eating KFC. They got poisoned. And I found it to be funny, guys, because it's like, I made this video and then like a month later, I'm told that the neighbor dies and they were poisoned by KFC. Like, think about that. It's crazy.
People need to be careful eating this stuff. They always point out that there's nasty stuff in this food and people don't want to believe me. I remember I used to tell everybody Subway is bad for you. Exactly. It's worse than McDonald's, and nobody believed me.
And then they had that whole outbreak in like 2020. And
yeah.
Everyone was like, oh my, that's crazy.
And now they're all back to eating it as if that didn't exist.
There's so many videos. Oh yeah, we have a whole section called Immortal Celebs. So we recommend you guys check out that selection.
Very shocking videos. And someone said, do Lil Wayne. Divine actually already has a video on Lil Wayne on Patreon. And she also has one on YouTube, but I recommend watching the Patreon version because she showed how he's going to be a death faker. I mean, look at how he looks right now. Like, he looked like he on his way out. People make memes about it. So join the Patreon to watch that video to that person that said do Lil Wayne. So yeah, another thing we expose on Patreon is crisis actors. We can't talk about that too much on YouTube. So we do that on Patreon, and that's essentially what this is. These infiltrators in our regular life are actors, and they're usually involved in a crisis, but not all the time. Sometimes they're just put out just to watch other people and get people to like them. I notice sometimes these infiltrators, if they're not famous, they're very liked in their community. Like, they're still popular in their small community, whether it's their high school or their city. They still make an impact in some way. Or in situations like her, they later used a person on Reddit. They made this account on Reddit to post this photo. So they always infiltrate in our face. And what's funny about this is they had to wait all these years later to admit that this person was an infiltrator, because if they would have admitted it right then and there, the agenda wouldn't work. People would notice that she's fake. So it's just crazy that, this is one of the first times where I exposed their immortal base character for not even being a celebrity. It's just a regular person that was infiltrating. And this is why people need to realize they infiltrate in high schools, colleges, jobs, everywhere. Your neighbor could be an infiltrator. We've had people that we've seen at the store that look like characters. They're everywhere. They infiltrate in prison. This is why my recent YouTube video on X, he infiltrated in prison. And that's how he met Ski Mask, and then that's how they started their careers. So they put celebrities in these public places to infiltrate and get people to think they're real. And of course, Tom Hanks is also based upon this woman. This is why Tom Hanks looks very feminine. And here's a really good comparison. Now let's get into the bonus one I wanted to point out here. As always, when they make a new character, they mix them with multiple people. So, for example, Jimmy Kimmel is slightly mixed, and this is why they were able to make a completely new character out of him. And this character is mainly based off of Jimmy Kimmel. This is why he doesn't look like Tom Hanks or Neymar. They do this where they make branches of characters. So he is now a branch of Jimmy Kimmel. And one day we're going to make like a tree where we show you guys the base characters on top and how they all branch out and make this huge tree of characters. We've done it before on a whiteboard, you know, when we were first figuring out how they're made.
Oh, that was like back in 2022?
Yeah.
Oh, we went crazy with that. There's so many characters that are connected, guys, but we try to keep it simple with you guys because anytime we present it where there's multiple characters, we get all these haters.
Yeah.
I say this all the time to simplify it. They are somewhat all the same at the end of the day. Like, they all come...
They're mixed with each other and they're all based upon the same older characters.
Exactly. And so that's insane because that's what's going on here. Each group branches out, all right? So, like, every single character that's inside of a group has another character or their own group of characters, which then those group of characters go and create their own groups of characters. So it's like a whole family lineage of characters.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting. I mean, really disgusting because, I mean, think about this. Like, here's one that always, like, gets me. It's the Nicki Minaj and Cardi B thing. Like, they're part of the same group of characters. They both come from Selena. And the reason why it will be an illusion that they look different is because they pulled from different, like, time periods of the characters that they look like, right? And so it creates this different variant of a character. And not only that, they do the parent complex, like, of making the characters, like, they'll pull from another person also to make a different type of character, but they're all the same, all right? And they let people know this all the time, right? And yes, Chaka Khan is also Selena because she's first. That's how they got Selena's image. Now Selena's also mixed with other characters, and then they made Selena have her own characters, like
so that's
Demi
where
Lovato,
branches
and then,
off.
People always get mad and they say, well, J-Lo is Selena. Yeah, but J-Lo's also Cassie, and they both dated Diddy. I have a video on that. Go check that out. So they are always linking these characters to each other. You know, it's really insane.
Yeah, we try to keep it simple for you guys because we understand that new people wouldn't understand the complexity of what they're doing. So we just show the most identical ones.
Exactly.
To simplify.
And sometimes I just have to show ones that to some people don't seem identical. Like, everybody just want to be stuck on the narrative that Cassie is Zendaya, right? And that's true, but Zendaya is a whole other group of characters, even immortal characters, that Cassie is not, right? And so something's making her look different, which can link to this J-Lo thing because we don't really see Zendaya and J-Lo as much as we see Cassie and J-Lo. So it's like, that's crazy. Yeah,
we are going to make a family tree. You know, it's a fake family tree. They're mocking, like mimicking a real family tree with these characters because sometimes it's literally mimicked where they have a base character that's a male and a female and they combined them and made the character.
It also has grandparents, all types of stuff. It's really crazy.
But then sometimes, this is how you know they're fake, the part where they're mimicking the parents will sometimes be two female characters that they derived from.
Exactly.
Or two male characters, which shows they're not naturally made. So I'm tired of people saying, oh, that's her daughter. Or
I don't know who those people are. I don't know if they're like delusional or something. Yeah. That's clearly not anybody related to them. They would have told you.
Yeah.
They are not. They even mock that they're not, related because they're not. They show you who their presented world stage parents are. I have videos on how characters are made on Patreon. I have so many videos about this.
And a good example of what I'm saying here, where they mimic the tree, but it shows it's not natural. Trump's parents in his tree, fake parents, are two men. Elvis and Aleister Crowley. So see how they, You know, how could these two men make somebody? It's clearly not the case. They're doing it inorganically. It's not natural. And they even make jokes about this. I've showed some memes where they'll be like, I'll just use this character as an example. They'll be like, Donald Trump is Elvis and Aleister Crowley's love child.
Oh, yeah.
They make
that's
jokes
weird.
like
that.
When
So
clearly
weird.
two men can't produce another man. Like,
I have an entire video on Patreon where I play Sims with you guys, because I've been promising you guys since the beginning of my channel that I was going to play Sims with you guys, and I'm going to continue it because you guys kind of like that. And I showed you guys how these characters were made.
very detailed.
And it's like a family.
We actually have a whole playlist where we explain
Where is it?
right here. All 5 of these videos is us explaining how they're made.
Exactly. And look at my description here. They are generated vessels designed on a computer, okay? Watch the How Celebrities Are Created video. That one first. And then my new one is about how they edit them to make you conform to a certain look and image. They're mocking you anytime they change them to look crazy. I stressed in that video, I can't believe that people ignored the fact that they changed Michael Jackson to everyone's face. I don't know if people were bots or something, like really programmed.
Yeah, they were in a dream state.
Exactly, like deep in a dream state. He's like the face of mocking the entire world that their characters.
And they're edited.
Exactly. And that's why I put little Kim next to him, because she's the female face of that also.
Yeah.
The quote unquote female at that.
She changes so much.
Exactly. And they mock people all the time. And also they do this to harvest energy, okay, because it's shock factor.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they do this stuff.
So yeah, join the Patreon and watch these videos, especially these two, to really understand how they're generating these vessels. And you even showed the family tree concept in this one, the Sims one, because that's how Sims works. And Sims is just shortened version of simulation. Because only in a simulation can you do this. And this is why they say life is a video game. In a video game, you could create people.
Exactly.
And so now let's get into this connection that I noticed. So remember how I was telling you guys earlier in the stream that they humiliated Jimmy Kimmel. You know, they make certain characters born on a certain day because the energy that it holds. So since he's born on the 13th, they had it scripted out. We're going to humiliate this character. And so this is why he's connected to this guy right here. His name is Dylan Minette. Very strange last name. But he is mainly known for this show, 13 Reasons Why. His main show is 13 Reasons Why. His other character is Jimmy Kimmel. And Jimmy Kimmel is born on the 13th. And on top of that, Jimmy is also Neymar. His name equals 31, which is 13 reversed.
Okay, so you know what's crazy is that he's doing one-eye symbolism right there.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy. They do a lot of symbolism and this stuff. This show is like stupid. I'm just gonna say it. What was the connection I told you about earlier?
Oh,
okay, so Juice WRLD had referenced this show, and turns out it was even played in season 4. Ironic, season 4. It's called 13 Reasons Why. 1 + 3 is 4. This was predictive programming of this Juice WRLD character dying in a particular way of what the main character, how she died in the series. All right. So this is how they mock people.
Yeah, because the show was about her
offing herself,
removing herself.
Okay,
yeah.
and he did
the same
involuntary offing himself. Okay, so they're mocking people. That's why it's just so, sad seeing people who believe so much in celebrities and get so sad when their favorite rapper, singer, whatever dies. We told you guys in my last live stream, are like these people that live next to us. We seen them arguing over Charlie Kirk.
Oh yeah.
This couple, and it was wild. It was insane. So, yeah, that was just a toxic event. But we were like, this is why we expose this stuff. See?
Yeah.
And think about how people were acting when Juice WRLD died. You know? This stuff really affects
the same thing with the election. So many people in our family even were divided in households.
I just can't believe people let this stuff dictate their life. You know what I'm saying?
There was so many households where the mom was supporting Kamala and then the dad was supporting Trump, and
Some
then
people were getting divorced.
That was sad.
That's why they do this stuff.
This is why you shouldn't take this stuff serious. It's all fiction. It's all an act. You know, she noticed this connection because in this song, Rich and Blind, Juice WRLD sings, when it's my time, I'll leave behind my end, my 13 reasons why. Then he dies 2 years later, and then they use this song in a show about somebody doing that. So it's all a mockery. And also another connection with Juice WRLD and this guy, Dylan Minnette, is Juice WRLD is born December 2nd, right? Look at when this character's birthday is. His birthday is December 29th. 2 plus 9 is 11, and 11 is 2 because 1 plus 1 is 2. So both of them are born on a 2 day, they both have a 2 birth number. So that's a huge connection also. And I noticed Juice WRLD is known for this 999 thing, right? He always does this. He even has an album called Juice WRLD 999. And this all connects all the way back to Jimmy Kimmel. If you guys remember in the very beginning of the stream, what did I say? This event happened on a 999 date. September's the 9th month, 18 is 9, and then 2025 is 9. So it all connects together. Nothing is ever a coincidence. And also, I believe he died in 2019, right? Let me make sure. Yeah, he died at the very end of 2019. So that 9 again. And also, last thing I want to point out is at the time of Jimmy Kimmel being humiliated, his other character, Neymar, is 33 years old. They do this all the time. Divine has talked about this recently, where one character is huge in the media because their other character is 33. And this goes back into gematria. Masonry is 33. So they use this number all the time. And we always say when a character is 33, they're going to do something very big with that character or their other characters. So this is why all this is happening to Jimmy Kimmel right now, because his other character is 33. So that's all the stuff I want to present with these 3 characters. Like I said, I will make a part 2 on Patreon because Tom Hanks has so many more characters. But today I just wanted to focus on Jimmy Kimmel because I've never exposed him and his group of characters are so identical. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Somebody said do Real Madrid. I don't know what you mean by that, but I've exposed Ronaldo. Let me pull up that video. They really try to hide these videos sometimes, so you have to type in my name afterwards. As you guys can see, Tom Cruise is Cristiano Ronaldo, and also Sean Ferris, and many more. I have a part 2 of this video on Patreon where I exposed the entire group, and it was like over 20 characters. Somebody said, is Chloe Bailey Beyonce? No. First off, Beyonce has many characters. One of them is Lana Turner. Here's my video on it, and Divine also. Here's Divine's video, and she also is, the other person, Chloe Bailey, is, let me pull that up. Me and Divine both have a video on this. Oprah is Lauryn Hill and Chloe Bailey.
I just exposed them. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. In your Candace Owens live stream, because they're also Candace Owens. And then let me pull up my video. Somebody said, is it true that the actual new year begins in spring? Yes. Because it wouldn't make sense for the new year to begin when everything is dead. You know, January 1st is the peak of winter where everything is dead. But you know how it is here in this system, they want people to worship death and instead of life, because the spring represents the start. You know, all the plants and trees start getting their leaves back. And I have a whole video on this, actually. It's the first video on my channel. Let me pull that up. It's right here, where I explain the truth about New Year's. Someone said fast foods have yoga mat bread. I've heard about that. I heard McDonald's specifically does that.
That makes sense. He probably choked, that guy.
That is true. That's why it tastes so weird. It has a weird texture. And Divine has videos exposing McDonald's. Let me go to that. So this one is called McDonald's Mind Control Ad Exposed. And the irony is we were just talking about the KFC video where they also did this mind control ad in a very similar way. Someone said it's crazy to think that Tom Hanks is Neymar because they loved Neymar growing up. Exactly. There's people very attached to soccer players, man. They idolize them. And athletes in general, we all know somebody that put an athlete on their wall and they just wanted to go pro so bad, and then they get disappointed when they realize that it's fake. Someone said NPCs are really getting worse. Yeah, exactly. Here come the NPCs in the chat. I didn't even notice. Someone said, what about Lamine Yamal? I've heard of him, and I think I had found his other character.
Oh, that NPC? I think that's been you.
Yeah, I had to block him. Someone said, yeah, exactly. Lauryn Hill does look just like Oprah. And someone brought up Chloe Bailey's sister, and Divine also has a good video on that. It's called Haley Bailey Little Mermaid Agenda Exposed. And this is a really good video because she explained the concept of celebrities and linked it to the original story of Little Mermaid. So I highly recommend you watch that video. She also exposed her other characters in it as well. Well, shout out to you. Someone said they've been vegetarian for 11 months now. Same here. It's about to be a year soon. And we have a lot of videos about food on Patreon.
And that's good to hear, because after hearing that our neighbor died from eating KFC, it's like ridiculous.
And somebody in the comments of the KFC video even brought it up,
saying that they had just ate it.
The other day they had KFC and it was so whack because they noticed they don't even have lettuce or tomato anymore. Like, WTF, you ain't even adding vegetables to the chicken anymore, just a plain Jane sandwich with pickles. I'm all set with KFC, not to mention the person serving the food had the craziest body odor. That's nasty. That is true. People don't realize how nasty these environments are.
Exactly.
Anyone that has worked in fast food will tell you that these environments are gross. And there's so many videos about it. I remember there was a video about exposing how nasty Taco Bell was in the kitchen. Exactly. It's the same thing how teenagers used to idolize rock bands with posters on their walls. It's the same thing. So shout out to everybody on the Patreon. You know, I like having this like-minded group chat on here where there's a bunch of people that all understand. Someone said they're going to check out the video about Chloe Bailey ASAP. Yeah, I recommend it. And Divine will do a part 2 because Chloe is a mixture of Lauryn Hill but also somebody else. So stay tuned for that video. Someone said, are they transferring consciousness in these characters or are they installing AI within them?
They install AI within them. Go watch the video on Patreon. They are pre-made. Like, they're like everything they do, it's like a
it's a coding.
Exactly. Like their personalities, their skills, it's already been coded inside of them.
Yeah. Just like a video game character, a Sims character.
Part 2, that video. And part 1 also, because I show how they implement the personality within a character.
Yeah, the traits. And that's what they do. They code the character of what they want them to be like, and then they print them out. That's why they have 3D printers and stuff nowadays to show the type of technology they have. Someone said they see the Blueface, Nick Cannon, and Krishan and Christina Milian Riddle. Yeah, Divine and me both have videos on that. And I like Divine's thumbnail on this one. They really try to hide this one. Let me... I have an entire playlist with all of the videos. Here it is. So the riddle that person is talking about is like Divine's thumbnail, where Krishan is based on Christina. Their names even both have Chris in it. And then Blueface is based upon Nick Cannon. And they both dated their other characters. That's why she put same couple, different font. So go watch Divine Shawty's video on that. Someone said satanic equals 67 in gematria. I didn't know that. But yeah, Divine found this, so go check that out to that person that commented about it. Someone said, is oh, shout out to everybody that's in here. Make sure you guys drop a like on the stream so we can get more people in here. But somebody brought up Left Eye, and Divine also has a video on that. She was the one that found this, and some infiltrators, one infiltrator character tried stealing it, but she exposed him and he doesn't even exist anymore. So whenever you see them circulating something that Divine or me have found, that's them trying to take control of what we found.
It's about switching the narrative. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah. But those who are real supporters of us will always know that they're stealing our stuff and changing the narrative. Shout out to you guys that tell us about it. Because there's some bots that they'll see a fake person say it and then come and tell us, oh, did you know Left Eye is Sweetie? As if we didn't expose this already. You know, like there's so many times where that happens.
And I'm the one that found this. Like,
exactly.
Nobody was talking about this online.
They always do that. Someone said Blueface is actually my kinfolk. I'm from North Hollywood. I was cool with his older brother. I used their Addy for school. I don't know if this is a troll Bennu account.
What?
Or if this guy is serious.
I mean, they actually do infiltrate.
Yeah. But like, damn, he's so close to him, he used his address for school. I don't know if that guy's trolling or not. We get so many trolls, it's hard to believe somebody is telling the truth.
Oh,
but
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, this person could be fake. But let's see, there's one way we could tell when this person is a troll.
No, it's an older account. Because remember Bennu was making fake accounts?
Yeah.
So they're telling the truth, most likely. That's crazy.
Yeah, I've seen that person. But yeah, they do this stuff on purpose, man. They purposely infiltrate with real people to the point where they even do stuff like you said, where they get so close with you that you use their address for school. You know, they do this stuff all the time. Someone said, does Satan mean Satan as the number 10? I don't know why that would matter, but... Someone said we saw them as young children, then they grew up fast. I don't know who you're talking about. Celebrities? Who is Shaq's other character? I'm gonna make a video about that on Patreon. Someone said, do you eat meat? No, we have videos on Patreon explaining this. I think we have a playlist. Let me pull that up. Yes, we have a Patreon playlist called They Are Poisoning You. And we explain, first off, this one is about the effects of fluoride in the tap water and why you should get filters. Go watch that video. And then this one, I explained all of the microplastics and chemicals that are in foods and, you know, polyester clothing, all that stuff. I showed all the harmful effects, and I showed healthy alternatives that you can use to prevent that, because a lot of those chemicals are turning men estrogenic, which makes them feminine. And then in this one, we showed a news clip where they admitted everything I even said in this video. And then Divine has this good video about Gen Alpha, because a lot of these chemicals have caused them to be, you know, have all these diseases and stuff. And of course the technology doesn't help. Then we also exposed the chemtrails and how they are sprayed to mind control NPCs. And then this one speaks for itself. I can't say that too much on here. But yeah, join the Patreon to watch these videos. And then this one should really not make you want to eat meat. Like, if you eat meat, I recommend watching these two videos, because this one is really questionable. The way this guy in the KFC ad was saying, you want chicken, look at the chicken, eat the chicken, worship the chicken.
Yeah, it's mind control.
It's crazy. And we're going to make more videos about the meat and how they hint that it's this. You know, I can't say the C word, but...
He was a vegan.
Yeah, he was eating himself. So go watch that clip. We can't say too much on here, but you guys should know what we're saying. Somebody said, this is wild. I have another riddle for you. My nephew in the NBA, his name is D. Anthony Melton, and he played... What? I don't know what this guy's saying. You need to spell better. This guy said, I don't drink water. You know, there's a lot of people like that. They drink Coca-Cola and stuff instead of water, or Gatorade.
Who said that? So what do you drink? Like,
if you don't drink water, then I bet he drinks soda, even though that has water, but it's toxic. This is why we recommend you watch this fluoride video we explained, and also this Matrix is turning men into women video. We explained how you can filter out your water. You know, we showed good filters and stuff that you can use to drink healthy water. Someone said food has no nutrition anymore. That is true.
That is 100% true.
And it doesn't even matter if you grow it yourself. The ground has already been toxic and full of things that don't even allow the plants to have their natural nutrients. And honestly, it's all due to people's ignorance and overpopulation. Like, they showed this in Idiocracy. There was so many idiots in the world, and it ruined the crops, it ruined everything. And that's the world we're in, where people are just populating, but they're not even smart to teach their kids anything. So it just creates a world full of idiots. Someone said thank you for what you guys do. We appreciate that. If you really want to thank us, join the Patreon to support us, because that's what keeps us making these videos. And you can also purchase Divine Sade's ebooks. Let me go to the shop on our website, gematriaworld.com. You can purchase the numerology calendar, the Twin Flame ebook, and the numerology ebook, and it's at a lower price, and there's no fees. So we get you support us all the way directly. Apple and Patreon don't get a percentage from these fees. So if you really want to support us, buy it through here. And you can get the subscription for the calculator. Like we said, it's only $2 right now, and later we're going to increase the price in a couple of months. So if you want to keep the $2 price, I recommend you subscribe now, and you'll keep that price. Shout out to this person. They said they've been vegan for 3 months. That's good. I always found that eating flesh is so gross. Like, people don't even think about how nasty that is. Like, I don't think people are actually processing, because what I don't understand is people are willing to eat animals, but they're not willing to go out and kill the animal, take out the meat, and then cook it themselves. You know what I'm saying? If they had to do that, everybody in the world would be vegan. Like 99% of the people in the world would be vegan. But they get you to eat this stuff because they do that for you. So you think that you're not even doing that. But by you supporting these meat products, you're supporting for that to happen. So you're still doing it. And if more people supported vegan stuff, then, you know, there would be more vegan options. Someone said YouTube changed the names of accounts recently. I don't know what you mean by that.
They keep saying that. I don't understand.
You guys would have to explain, because my name seems to be the same. Someone said thoughts on Matthew McConaughey. I think is that guy that, yeah, he is one of Joel Osteen's characters, and he's mixed with other people. That would have to be a separate video, but he's a character. I recommend you guys watch Divine's Joel Osteen videos, because he's a part of that group. This thumbnail always makes me laugh because of how identical they look. So this person said on YouTube, names have defaulted to the name you assigned to your initial account on YouTube. Oh, so like,
I don't understand.
I still don't understand though.
Is it over? What does that mean? Oh, the live stream.
No. We're still answering you guys' questions.
Show me examples of this name change.
Yeah, like you guys need to explain that. Someone said, do you take B12 supplements? Not really, but it is a good thing to do. My problem is a lot of supplements don't even help. Like, so a lot of them are actually an illusion. But it doesn't hurt to try. They said they had 2 other names as YouTube accounts since they created their account. So maybe they're doing this so that people like Benyu can't keep changing their name.
They're cracking down on Venue.
Yeah. Which is good because there's so many trolls. I don't know why this guy keeps saying to expose his nephew, D. Anthony Melton. I've never heard of this guy, but since you care so much. How is this guy is literally your nephew? Is that what you're saying? That means he's infiltrating in your family, which they do, stuff like that. But yeah, he's a character. Everyone in the NBA is a character. There's so many trolls in the chat. I don't know why. They just love coming in here. If you're a troll, you will be blocked. Someone said, is sports scripted? Yes. This is why we recommend you guys get the Gematria calculator. You can actually find out who's going to win using Gematria. And we've shown before in past videos who was going to win, and then it ended up happening. Someone said he has a customer who was in the NBA. He's now in his 70s, I think. Do you think he had a deal with the devil, or back then NBA wasn't so compromised? He played for Washington Wizards, I believe. No, it's always been compromised. I hate when people say, oh, it's fake now, but it was real back then. There's so many people that say that.
Those people are just arrogant and ignorant. They have an insecurity issue, and they don't want to know, like, accept the fact that they've been deceived. Mm-hmm. You have to accept the fact that you've been deceived in order for you to wake up. So those people cannot be helped.
Exactly. But yeah, and it's not that they make a deal with the devil. I don't know where you're getting this from. We don't even say that on our channels. They are created. This is not a deal with the devil. This is created. Mm-hmm. Artificially created. Shout out to Zenith. He said he'll grab the calculator soon. Yes, only $2 right now. Like we said, we will increase the price later, but those who subscribe now will keep the lower price. And more features are going to come soon. You know, it already has the main features, but we're going to add the date duration calculator and numerology of the dates. But we need more of you guys to support it so that we can work on that and make, you know, better updates and upgrades. But right now, this calculator is amazing. Let me show you guys all the ciphers. And I love this feature that we have with unlimited saved history. So everything you type will be saved. And let me show you guys a default thing that matches up so you guys can see how it works. So rappers are made to be death fakers. This is why Killing and Rapper have so many ciphers of the same numbers. Let me show you. Look at that. Killing and Rapper 74 and 38. 38 again. 444 38. So it's gematriaworld.com. I'm going to put the link in the chat. And it's also in the pinned it's also in the top of the description. Someone said, do you think it's true that McDonald's uses people for meat? Yes, we have videos about that. And I have another one coming soon about it. Just go watch this video. We can't say too much on here. Exactly. Someone said, I can't stand watching grown men idolize other men like the NFL, NBA, etc. Exactly. They have grown men screaming at a TV and worshiping other grown men, kick a ball around or throw a ball around. It's really bad. Someone said, what's the point of us being trapped here and tortured by them while they have everything and watch us? That's a very negative mind state because you're only... So some people don't see everything as evolution. So when you are aware of all this information, you can actually escape the matrix. You know what I'm saying? It's people that don't know this stuff that are falling for it. So for example, if you know that fast food and all this meat is toxic, you're not going to be tortured by that agenda. So awareness is key. Now, it's not going to be easy to get to that point where you can escape everything, but this is why it all starts with knowledge. And to answer your question, the point of all of this is to grow and evolve. There's so many people negative about life and they let bad things dictate.
Just watch the recent Patreon video. Most people have a victim mentality. That's usually bot like thinking.
Exactly. Because this is a good example. People get mad at age, but if you're a starseed, age is actually a good thing because you have evolved. Why would you want to go back to high school? You know what I'm saying? Like, remember last time we kept talking about, someone in the chat said that their friend still talks about high school and he's like 50 years old.
Exactly. It's so weird.
These people live in the past. And that's a sign of NPCs. If they're always talking about how they peaked in high school and college, you know, they devolve. Like she put in the description, starseeds evolve with age and NPCs devolve with age. So if you're constantly evolving, like us, for example, if you look through our entire discography of videos, like right now, if you were to go watch my oldest video and then come back and hear how I speak now, it's like two completely different stages of my life. You know, I'm way more evolved. And you can hear it in our voice, the way we speak, how we're more knowledgeable of what we're exposing. You know, that's a sign of a starseed. You can see the evolution. And this is why we keep our old videos, because you can really see the evolution. But when you look at NPCs, they actually are worse now than what they were before. And not just physically, because most of them just talk about the physical standpoint, but it's also mentally. Someone said, are YouTubers characters too? Yes. I mean, Charlie Kirk is a YouTuber. They're still pushing him on YouTube. And Divine has more videos on YouTubers than I do, but we both have exposed many of them. I actually have a playlist. Let me pull that up. I have a playlist of all the influencers that we've exposed. Here it is. So, I Show Speed, he's technically a YouTuber. He's a character. Soluminati is a YouTuber. He's Neo. Rashad Jamal, YouTuber, same thing. Daylight, same thing. Andrew Tate, the list goes on. All of these people. Gideon is a YouTuber directly. I exposed him. Jake Paul, he's like one of the faces of YouTube, and me and Divine have exposed him. So go check out this playlist. Just go to my channel section and you'll find all of them. There's so many. Flight Reacts, Divine has exposed him. These people are they have a cult following. And this is why it's important to understand that just because someone's a YouTuber or a TikToker like this guy that Divine exposed, that doesn't make them real. Like, this dude is a TikToker, but yet he's R. Kelly. Think about that. They are infiltrating in new ways because they know people are catching on. People know that celebrities are fictitious, so they try to come in a more realistic way, but it's all fake. This is another one, James Charles. He's one of the faces of YouTube also, and Divine has exposed him for being Dua Lipa. Someone said, what does you and Divine Sade's diet consist of? How do you get your protein? In lentils, chickpeas, or tofu?
What is this NPC coding of caring about protein? Like, I'm being so serious. I feel like I hear that word more than any other, like, word that deals with food. more than ever nowadays. Like, it's
Yeah.
actually kind of crazy. Like,
It's an agenda.
I am so tired of freaking hearing about protein. And I was just telling you about that the other day. How I feel like that's a huge look. Protein shakes right there. There you go. I don't understand why it's so popular. It's like this new world order thing.
There's this thing where they put all the protein agendas, and I want to show you guys because they even did damage control. Alright, let me just show you the one I'm thinking of. Because after I exposed Khloe Kardashian, she came out promoting this protein popcorn. And it's called Cloud. And this not only is damage control because it's called Cloud and she's in the clouds and her base character is Elvis and he's dead, you know, it's very symbolic. But this protein agenda, man, they keep pushing it in everything. And people don't even realize protein shakes are actually gross. Like, the protein powder is the filler stuff that the industry actually throws away, but they found a way to profit out of it by selling it to idiots that think this is good for them. So that's a whole nother thing. But you get so I hate how people question vegans on how they get protein. I should be asking you, how are you getting protein as a meat eater? Don't you think the meat that you're eating got protein from plants? How could these animals that you're eating have protein? They're eating plants. So why eat them when you could just eat the plants and get the protein directly? People don't think.
Bots are like birds nowadays. They just repeat something like protein, like over and over again, you know? It's crazy.
So to simplify the answer, meat eaters are getting their protein from animals that eat plants with protein. So skip the middle thing and just eat the plants, and now you get protein. How else do you think these animals are getting protein for you to eat? Doesn't make any sense. Like, a good example is people talk about how gorillas are actually vegan.
Most animals actually are.
Yeah.
They're not actually carnivores, so.
Look at that. Gorillas are primarily herbivores, meaning their diet consists of mainly of plants like leaves, stems, and fruits. And it does say that some of them eat small insects and stuff, but majority of them just eat plants.
So it's creepy how many of you guys are actually fake in here. So you went and made another profile, is what you're saying. Clearly Jesse banned you because you said something that was probably wrong. But you have this entitlement, and it's like, it's ridiculous. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And then y'all all act like little Benyus.
Yeah, I think this is all him, to be honest. This is him. Because why would this guy jump accounts that fast?
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't read the full comment, but someone said about, they say how eating protein makes you full. I think that's all connected to the economy crashing. So maybe that's why there's a huge push on protein, where people are trying to find the highest amount of protein so they can feel full longer. I think that's actually what's going on.
It's an agenda.
Exactly. Because everything they push nowadays, and that bots repeat like parrots, is clearly connected to this crash that I've been warning you guys about, that's going to really take place hard by the time 2030, of course.
We also have a video on here that talks about it. this video, they showed that the way people were getting their food in the future. Someone said, okay, these are all old questions, but I'll come back to that. Someone said the first human ate plants. So I'm gonna go back and answer these questions. Someone said the other topic we were talking about connects to looks maxing agenda, where they have guys idolizing other guys because they look more attractive. And that is true. I've never seen so many guys like lust over male celebrities. It's actually weird. We even had to talk to someone on Patreon that was really obsessed with that look maxing agenda, and we had to talk them out of it because they were gonna talk to one of them and like try to boost their appearance. It's really bad. They have them doing little gimmicks for a jawline, and like, even though there's nothing wrong with boosting your appearance, but they have guys obsessed with other guys over this. Especially the Gen Alpha, they made it a brain rot term.
Yeah, that's true.
And they even do the thing, I forgot what it's called.
I don't know any of that stuff. This is true. This person said that they fell for the protein scam. Okay? And that's why I was saying people say it like they're freaking bird brains nowadays. You know, next to saying TikTok all the time, they say protein and they say other stuff.
Chat.
Yeah.
They always say
and
chat.
It's creepy. It's like, come on, get off the phone. They're getting people to spend a lot of money on the protein stuff and doubt themselves and feel like nothing's happening for them. When you buy these protein powders, honestly, they are just messing you up.
Yeah, that stuff is bad for you. And all you have to do, it's like people have all the information in their fingertips and don't even use it correctly.
What is up with pills now? There's red pill, black pill, pink blue pill, green pill. Y'all need help. Like, get off of the internet.
And I thought you were talking about actually taking pills, but it's subconscious.
It's like a psychological thing where these are new psychological operations called as pills, right? And they're labeled by a color. This is a new world order, really. You know, that's crazy.
So all you have to look up, to all these people asking us, you have Google. Look up what plants have protein, and look, lentils, quinoa, all of these.
Exactly. But they need someone on a TikTok video pointing, saying it and saying, guys, did you know that if you bought this protein whey powder,
all of these plants have protein. How do you think cows and all these animals you're eating get protein? They're getting it from plants.
Stop eating meat. Greg, why do I need to answer anything besides protein powder? We clearly have already talked about the meat issue. And now I'm talking about the protein scam of getting people to be addicted to protein powder, thinking that it's going to do something to them. Who do you think you are? Anyway, so someone said you can make your own meat. Explain. I actually want to know. Like, I'm just curious. I'm actually very curious.
Is protein powder vegan? See, I knew it. Most protein powders are not vegan.
Yeah, I heard they complain like they contain animal
Animal,
fat and
yeah.
waste and like
The
weird
whey
stuff.
one, which is the one that they mainly promote,
I'm trying to tell you, that's the
is
one.
not vegan.
Exactly.
Like, at least if you're gonna get protein powder, get the vegan one. But
You should
even
just
then,
eat the
the
plants and
plants,
stuff
yeah.
directly.
I cannot believe this. This dude is a troll at this point. Do you?
That's Vimeo.
Yeah,
That's
I
Vimeo.
literally just showed all the plant. You have Google.
He's not all the way there yet. We just pulled this up for you. We guided you all the way there.
And
We held
you
your
have
hand.
Google.
And then, really, come on.
And look at all these. There's so many. Black beans. Like, all you have to do is you can make a bowl with all this stuff. Put some quinoa. Quinoa is very healthy. It's healthier than rice. I only recommend eating quinoa or brown rice, but mainly quinoa.
That is true.
Both of those are the two good ones. Don't eat white rice. It raises your sugar levels. And lentils are really healthy. Chickpeas are very healthy.
Amazing.
Hemp, same thing. All of these are good. Chia
Chia
seeds,
seeds.
nuts, green peas. Broccoli, I'm a bit skeptical of. It is man-made, but it is better than eating meat. So, but you can avoid broccoli and just eat other stuff. Also, adding nutritional yeast.
Someone said, "What's quinoa?"
All right. See,
Just
this is actually sad.
Pull up the definition.
This is actually very sad.
No, it's right there. You can just drop down. It shows you.
But I want to show like a full breakdown.
Okay.
Because how do you not know what quinoa is? I think it's pronounced quinoa, but I just call it quinoa. Quinoa is a flowering plant in the amaranth family. It is a herbaceous annual plant grown as a crop primarily for its edible seeds. The seeds are high in protein. Bots are going to love this part. Dietary fiber, B vitamins. So to that person that said, do you take vitamin B supplements? We don't, because we eat a lot of quinoa, which has a lot of vitamin B. And dietary minerals, especially potassium and magnesium, in amounts greater than many grains. So quinoa is like a superfood. It's kind of a cheat code. Like, they don't promote it because it's very healthy.
Exactly. I love how people hang on the idea of pronouncing something wrong.
Yeah. I don't care to pronounce it correctly. Quinoa, quinoa, same thing. So it quoted gym people, and they put quotations, protein is key, bro. 101 gym, bro. That's how they talk. And notice none of those gym idiots even talk about quinoa. And chickpeas, that's another one. These are very good for you in many different ways. I remember Divine was telling me about all the different things you can make with it. And see how these are things that are not promoted? You never hear people talking about eating lentils, quinoa, chickpeas. And if they do, they mix it with meat and other toxic stuff. Chia seeds, like, none of this stuff. Oats. Black beans is another one. They promote more of the other beans. And I noticed with rice too, they mainly promote white rice. But yeah, man, it's very easy to have a healthy diet without eating meat. So tofu is a good one, but I don't recommend eating that every day if you're a male. Same thing with like any soy products. If you're a guy, they're good, but don't eat it every day. Like just a couple times a week. You want to mainly focus on stuff that doesn't have that much soy. But either way, eating soy products like tofu is still 1,000 times better than eating meat. So regardless, as long as you're not eating meat, you can eat anything on this list. And you'll be way healthier. Someone said, is black pill another psyop? Yes. Let's type it in and I bet a bunch of characters are going to pop up. The term black pill refers to a nihilistic belief system that views one situation. What? I never even knew this was the meaning of this. It's a belief system that views one situation, particularly regarding romantic and intimate prospects, as permanently hopeless and unchangeable. It's a concept largely used within online manosphere communities, particularly by incels. The term is an extension of the red pill and blue pill metaphor from the movie The Matrix. Represents except the blue pill. Oh yeah, we know about that.
Let's just go to
the black pill goes further than the red pill by asserting that even after seeing the truth, quote unquote, there's no possible recourse or solution.
Do y'all see how they're making y'all skits right now? They're playing with your minds. I mean this with the utmost sincerity. I actually feel bad for a lot of people in the world that are being brainwashed and controlled. And I've even fell victim to this type of stuff, and it's really bad. It can really mess with your mind. Mm-hmm. You need to have your own set of your beliefs for yourself and not let them be swayed by these weirdos online. They are not telling the truth, and they won't tell you that they're a character.
Exactly.
And that they're doing this to basically fearmonger and control your brain, your mind, all right? So,
which is what the Matrix even said, is that it's a war for your mind, but people don't realize they're using that against people. Is eating fish okay? I feel 50-50 on it. Did you not just hear us saying don't eat meat? Fish is meat. And sometimes fish is actually worse. Like this person said, fish are bottom feeders and they're still flesh.
Exactly. And they're filled with so much mercury and stuff like
yeah,
that.
The ocean is already really toxic.
And it's polluted heavily.
Mm-hmm. Well, shout out to the 90 people in here. Make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe if you're not already. And join the Patreon and the Gematria subscription on our website. The links are in the description. But I wanted to continue reading this because there's so many trigger words in here that people are brainwashed with. So first I want to point out this black pill thing is actually how they're explaining here. It's very negative. It makes it seem like your fate is sealed, like it says right here, and that there's no hope and that you can't do anything to change your life. And that's actually terrible because everything is free will. I hate people that say, oh, everyone has a fate and you can't change it.
That's victim mentality.
Exactly. Because I had free will to make this channel. No one forced me to make this channel. You see what I'm saying? I could have not made this channel and the entire world and my life would have had a different outcome. But instead, I free will said, I'm going to do this. And then even in doing it, I got so much hate that made me want to stop, but I didn't. So that shows the free will. We all have free will. You create your own fate. That's what no one's going to tell you. Then it says core beliefs. Adherents believe that social and intimate success is almost entirely determined by genetics and physical appearance. This is toxic to believe,
that is so like dumb.
Yeah.
Like actually.
They believe.
And this is in the manosphere?
Yeah.
Makes sense. All right.
And the black pill.
Of course. Manosphere. What?
They're admitting they're attacking men with this agenda. Then it says, we're going to get back to that because actually, let's talk about this right now. Physical appearance, although it is somewhat important because you should take care of yourself and do the best things to make yourself look good, but that's not only... So this goes back to the twin flame concept, which I recommend you guys buy on our new website, gematriaworld.com. Links in the description. It's only $9.99 on here, so it's cheaper. In this book that Divine made, she explained that by being in your energy and doing like what you're into and evolving, you will attract your twin flame.
You know what I've learned though from all of this is that 99% of people don't know who they are.
That is true.
Especially with the rise of social media, I find that people are just latching on to a fake content creator's identity and personality
and mimicking.
This is why people are like basically going crazy, basically in their mind, like they're insane.
That the loony bins are more packed than ever.
What is an incel?
Let's look that up.
All I know, that sounds like you're in a cell. So.
Damn, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
A member of an online community of young men who consider themselves unable to attract women intimately, typically associated with views that are all hostile toward women.
Are you serious?
And men who are active.
So these are losers.
Yeah.
And people that they just have a pessimistic view on other human beings, actually.
They think that they'll never attract women. I didn't even know this is what it was.
No, this is insane. So they get hostile towards women and men who engage with women.
Yeah.
Nah, this is like some... All right.
This is a huge
crazy.
agenda.
And look, it's an online community. So you won't really meet these people in real life. They don't meet up. They just online. All right.
Yeah, a lot of these things are only online. You go out in real life, you don't hear people talking like this. Because a lot of these people online are actually fake. A lot of people don't realize that. Like what I was saying with the Tom Hanks and Jimmy Kimmel base character... This image is only on Reddit from a person that's supposedly real and this is their great grandmother. These people online are fake.
It's them.
Yeah.
They fill in the online communities to make it seem like more is happening there, but also to control the narrative.
Yeah. Controlled opposition.
Exactly.
I talked about that in my Andrew Tate video, and ironically, he's a part of this agenda. Alright, let's go back to this. So, Exactly. It says that physical appearance are immutable traits. Immutable means unchangeable. So, like, why would you care so much about something that you can't change? Like, for example, they push, like, oh, tall girls are not attractive or short guys are not attractive. And then that makes people depressed over something they can't physically change. And this is how they profit off of these surgeries and all this stuff. When all you have to do is maximize your style naturally, and it's not even that deep.
These people are low vibrational individuals. To be basing your entire
life.
These people are so low vibrational. If you ever come in contact with these people, just block them immediately, because the fact that they're like animals, they see this as like some
mating.
Exactly. They can't evolve. Like, damn, we're in 2025. You can't evolve. Like, if people can't be on a certain type of vibration and vibe with another person, you're a devolved individual. And these people are basing everything off of the physical. They're like animals.
And ironically, Gen Alpha is the one mainly being affected by this, and they start with an A, so animalistic. And you had showed some clips in this Patreon video that are very disturbing. I recommend you guys watch this video.
Yeah.
They kept being obsessed with look maxing, and I forgot all the brain rot terms they were using.
It was really bad.
There's one with the jawline that they kept saying.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what they're called. It's really dumb, but this video really showed how Gen Alpha's really being affected by this.
Yeah, they're being programmed with it. And this is how they're going to think.
This is the future. And I see a lot of Gen Z falling for this too.
Of course. And millennials. Too.
Yeah.
And don't get me started. There's probably some Gen X
out there. That would be bad.
Oh, mewing is what someone
that's
said.
What
Thank
it is.
you.
Yeah. I don't know these terms. They're all brain rot. Talked about it in my fandom video.
Yeah, and I explained it in the Gen Alpha video. Go watch that video. I feel like a lot of people do not care about what they're pushing on a new generation, how that affects us all in some sense.
Because it's the future.
Yeah, this person's right. They said they realize that they're doing a great reset with all of this. And that's true. They're programming people's mental states, creating a whole different paradigm.
That is true.
Yeah, it's like they're animals. Like, you see Gen Z and like millennials try to like evolve, and then like they started making all this stupid content, and they're turning people back to like
animals.
Exactly. Incels.
All they care about is mating. That's what we were showing. Divine was showing in these clips that their main goal in life was just to find a mating partner.
Exactly. We seen a video.
Yeah.
That's all they care about. Who thinks like that?
Exactly. It's a de-evolution.
Exactly. We're in some type of idiocracy right now.
Yeah.
And everybody is just getting dumber and dumber. And this is why I have the video on Patreon saying that star seeds are like alone and NPCs are getting worse. Because they are. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, go watch that video too. This one's really good. While we're evolving and getting very smart, these people are getting very low. And when you're not even in their world, you look back and get shocked at all the stuff that they're programmed with.
I know. I'd be so out of touch with what all the bots are like indulged in. And so when someone come at me and say something, or I see how they're dressing or something, I'd be like, what is going on? Like, it's a weird, like when you really disconnect from like the bot world, you really don't know what's going on.
Yeah, like what you said, this new generation is already losing so much knowledge. How can a celebrity infiltrate your family?
I explained this before. They made your family system. Simple as that. So, there you go.
And also, there's a lot of people that you wouldn't even think are infiltrating. Like, the one time I had exposed somebody, and someone in my comment, no, someone, yeah, someone commented saying that they know that what I'm saying is true, and they were shocked because Bill Cosby was like their grandfather or something.
Wow.
And they actually agreed though, which was good. You know, these people, there's some people that they know that they infiltrate in their family. It's like what someone said in the other stream where a lot of minority families will just call somebody uncle.
Yeah,
And
someone
now
said
they're in the
that. That was
family.
so true. They were
Yeah.
like, they just invite anybody inside of their families.
So this happens all the time. It's pretty easy actually. All you have to do is give people money and gifts and start coming around them more, and they'll start thinking you're family. And another way they could do it is create somebody that is infiltrating as a regular person, and they go and marry someone in your family, and then now they are infiltrating that way. So that happens too. Is promiscuity bad long term? So are you saying that yes, that's obviously bad because Divine even showed in the Twin Flame ebook that having a bunch of partners is bad because you're getting all their energies, their nasty energies, because NPCs have a nasty energy, and you don't want to have a soul tie with them. You know what I'm saying? So this is why it's important that you only do these acts with your twin flame. Be very mindful of who you are intimate with. That's funny, that song, Insane in the Membrane. Yeah, they were telling people that their goal is to make them crazy. Someone said, what? Bro.
What?
I'm not even gonna read this guy's comment. I'm just gonna skip that. Why do you even think like this? Anyway.
Link the ebook.
Yeah.
And the thing.
Yeah, someone said link to the ebook. I'm gonna put it right now.
Wow, that's interesting. This person said that a celebrity is their grandfather, and he doesn't actually feel like their grandfather. He feels like a handler that was placed to work against them. You know, that's crazy. They would do something like that. That's most likely why they placed them within families.
That is true.
To control certain people within that family. It's infiltration at its finest, at its core.
Here's the link to the ebook to that person. And for anyone else watching this after the stream is over, just type in gematriaworld.com, or you can click the link in the description. Then you click shop now, and then all the books are right here. And the numerology and the twin flame ebook are on sale right now, so I recommend you guys get those. Someone said celebrities are inverted. These people are not born, they are hatched. It's a funny terminology. Someone said, what if your family members are Freemasons or gang members? That means that they have sold out. Freemasonry is how they get real people to sell out, and they humiliate them, and it's terrible. Same thing with gangs. People don't realize gangs are just Freemasonry, but in a worse way, because
you're doing crimes.
Yeah. And it's all to humiliate people. The amount of hazing they do to these people is just sick. It's the same thing with fraternities and sororities. Don't join all that stuff. They do symbolism and all that. So let's continue with this. It says, in their core beliefs, they conclude that self-improvement efforts like gym maxing or plastic surgery are futile for unattractive men who are doomed to be incels. So they're promoting that in order for you to find a female partner, you need to be gym maxing and getting plastic surgery. And that's really bad. That's a terrible way to think, because like what we talked about earlier in Divine's Twin Flame ebook, notice she didn't even talk about anything physical in this book. She was mainly referring to knowledge and evolving yourself mentally and spiritually. By doing that, you'll attract somebody that's on the same energy as you. And that's how we attracted each other. When you're on the same energy, you attract other people on that energy. So all you have to do is change your energy. Basically, be someone that you would want to date. So like, be the most evolved version of yourself. Like, all you have to do is focus on yourself and your evolution, and your twin flame will naturally be attracted into your life. It's not something you have to go and search for. You know, they make that a huge deal nowadays. If you have to go and search for someone and get plastic surgery just to date somebody, that shows that that's not your twin flame. Someone said that's the truth, and rappers are criminals and secret informants. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they infiltrate in the hood to get people locked up. They influence people to do things while they get out. Someone said, how do you live with the mutual torture and deprivation by Freemasons resulting from your videos that they hate? So it's not just about that. It's about, because sometimes you will receive hate just for being an evolved person. Like, you don't even have to make content. You don't have to do anything. If someone sees that you're a starseed, they will hate on you. And how you deal with that is just realizing that all they're doing is actually making you more powerful.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Because someone said, how do you deal with basically the hate that we get from our videos? And I said, it's not just because we make videos, it's because when you're a starseed, people hate you.
Oh, that's true.
And that should actually give you more power, because it's a reminder that you're clearly higher than they are.
Like you're special.
Yeah. And you have a video on this on Patreon with it's one of my favorite thumbnails.
Which one? Oh, everyone likes that video. I hope it pops up.
Yeah.
This one. Yeah, they send hate because they know exactly who and what you are. But watch that video.
It's very deep. NPCs know who you are and what you are instantly, because you have a way more powerful energy.
I keep the faith in our Heavenly Father.
Why they have to say our, like include other people in it?
Well, I'm not going to disrespect anyone's beliefs. You know, that's fine.
People can believe what they want.
Whatever gets people through life. Got alien deception. They're doing what? That's funny.
I'm just closing out these tabs to make it run smoother. Okay, so make a video about the alien deception. Someone said, is it possible for a real person to marry a celebrity? They can date. They infiltrate and date people. That's for sure. But they never stay with real people long term. Yeah, they can. They don't usually marry. What I meant was they date people. Because the more I think about it, they don't actually marry. When they marry someone, it's always scripted. But dating doesn't require the paperwork. So they usually date people, and then that's how they infiltrate. Someone said, so if these people are created, do you believe that yourself is created? No, we're not created in the same way that they are. What they're actually doing is mimicking a starseed's life. So for example, like the idea of a celebrity is actually sick because they're mimicking a starseed. So for example, being famous is a starseed thing. We get attention naturally from people because they look up to us for wisdom and stuff like that. So what they did was they stole that whole concept and artificially did it with celebrities. And so now people idolize the celebrities and look up to them, but they're actually just mimicking us and deceiving you. So this is why starseeds should really not support celebrities, because they're stealing your identity, basically. And 9 times out of 10, a celebrity's life is actually based upon a previous star seed. That's a whole nother discussion, but some people on Patreon have caught on to that also, that there's celebrities that have stole things from their life or like things of that nature, and they even do it with our content. We'll expose someone and then they'll make a character to say what we said. So it's like they are trying to be us. Starseeds are actually above celebrities because we're the real celebrities. It's a huge deception going on. And I think that's why I naturally gravitated toward exposing celebrities when I found this out, because it's like intuitively I knew they were stealing what we are. Yeah, they're mimicking us. And that's why they get mad when we expose them, because now they can't be us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, celebrities steal personality traits from people. So that's why I recommend you guys watch these videos on Patreon to understand more the concept of starseeds and NPCs and the difference. I don't know why this person keeps saying who created you. So
It's because of the whole Heavenly Father thing.
So this is the simplest way to explain it. Starseeds, we choose everything. So like we chose the family we were going to incarnate in to learn a specific lesson. And it's all in your astrology and numerology. Shout out to Divine Sade for doing the numerology readings on Patreon, because if you guys get a numerology reading from her, you'll understand that you have certain numbers connected to you for a reason. It's all for your evolution. And we chose all of this stuff. So when people get depressed and think that life is like bringing them down, you don't even realize that you chose this situation so that you can evolve from it. It's like how they say you wouldn't be put through anything that you couldn't handle. Because if you just incarnated in an easy life and everything was easy, what would be the point? You wouldn't evolve. You would actually devolve, because there's nothing pushing you to evolve. And this is why the idea of celebrities is sick, because they're making it seem like they're, how do I explain it? They're evolving artificially. If you notice, their careers are always fake. They get pushed by the system. They're not genuinely liked. They're not genuinely evolving. It's all scripted. And so people see them blow up overnight and all this stuff, and it messes up their dopamine and their reality with their real life. And they think just because they're not a millionaire or whatever they want at a young age, then they feel inferior. And that's the point of celebrities. So when you realize you're the celebrity and they actually steal things from you and put that into their celebrities, then you realize you actually have more power than they do. Did you make a video about Halloween on your Patreon? Yes, me and Divine have multiple videos about Halloween. This is the one I made for Enlightenment and Celestial Tier, where I explain how Halloween is the Day of the Dead, and I connected it to how NPCs are dead, and this is why they love Halloween, because they are dead. So I explained the whole thing in this video. Go check that out. And then Divine has a video exposing how Halloween, which is actually called Samhain, is a ritualistic holiday. So go check out those. This video was really funny. I kept talking about how NPCs love to dress up, and that's how you can spot an NPC. They'll wear these costumes and put dead decorations like skeletons and jack-o'-lanterns and all this stuff. It's really easy to spot an NPC. So let's continue with the black pill thing. I wanted to know if you had anything to say about this part, about how they believe the only way they can find a partner is through gym maxing and plastic surgery.
I already said they're animals.
Yeah.
They are animals, they're insecure, and they have nothing else to offer except for their physical vessel. Even after they get somebody, hold on, let me move closer. So even after these people get somebody, after doing this gym maxing or plastic surgery, the person is soon going to notice this person is an empty vessel. All right? They have no personality, nothing. Have you read the second part yet?
Not yet.
Okay. So,
You can read it though.
I'm gonna wait for you because this is crazy. I don't even understand how this exists. I remember hearing about the chat thing. It's pretty crazy. So, yeah, this is just low vibrational. Again, Conscious X already linked the what is it called? Okay. I'm so far away from this. Okay. So he already linked the book about your twin flame and how to get with your twin flame. And it's not just about getting with someone, it's about evolution of you. Okay, people have to understand that. People are so desperate for validation from others, it's insane. So you're telling me you waited the whole 30 minutes to come back. Congratulations. So we actually have how many videos on Patreon about Halloween? We have so many. I'm about to search that up for you guys. Okay. I think one of them is titled Samhain. All right, so we have this video and then we have this one also. This is a really interesting video. I basically exposed the history behind that video. I basically exposed the history behind the holiday in this video. So it's a pretty interesting video. Okay, I'm glad you're back. I didn't know what you wanted me to talk about.
So, I was just saying about the surgery thing because it also applies to females. How they're pushing for them to get surgery to...
Well, you'll be astonished. The increase of males getting plastic surgery nowadays.
That is true.
This is like that word that we had discovered, metropolitan, or no, metro.
We can't say the word.
Yeah.
Let me pull it up, though.
Yeah, we can't say that.
But I remember celebrities popped up that pushed that agenda. Metro people.
Yeah, that's what's happening. People are turning into this.
Yeah, Zac Efron is one of those. He's getting surgery. I forgot all about that.
And of course, this is more targeted towards the manosphere.
Yeah.
That's where this is mainly taking place. So
I remember, David Beckham is also the face of this. And he's a soccer player. So they're getting people from all industries to promote this. But I noticed soccer players really have been promoting this for a long time.
I mean, think about Drake's character. With Drake's character, they did the entire shift of his appearance, which is the concept of look maxing. And again, guys, nothing is wrong with improving yourself. It's just that they are pushing these artificial standards, and people are improving themselves actually to fit into a certain image that's pushed in the media. So like, guys go extreme for that device that make you get it like a beard, you know.
Yeah. There's even surgery for
exactly
it.
Because of the standard that's pushed. And that's when this leveling up, I guess you can say, is a bit toxic, because you're just trying to fit into a standard that's pushed by the media. It's not natural. And you're not being original. I swear, so many people look alike. Everybody's just copy and paste of each other because everybody's trying to live up to a certain standard that the media is pushing that's unrealistic.
Yeah, I noticed it with surgery celebrities like Megan Fox. She looks like Kim Kardashian because they have the same surgery.
They all look alike because everybody has the same image. And so they're making people so insecure so everybody can look alike. And like I said before on Patreon, dude, it is free to like love yourself. You were made to be original and not to stand in. You were made to stand out, okay? And they are convincing you that you are supposed to stand in, everybody's supposed to look alike and be a bot, and that just makes people dumber. Like, it's not actually appreciating really attractive people, you know. It's just appreciating people that blend in with whatever the media says is attractive. See, that's the problem. And
that is true.
Once they control what you find attractive, you are a complete slave. Like, you do not have your own free will to say what you find attractive or not.
I noticed with celebrities, if they do a fake glow up or whatever, he's edited. Like, that's what people don't realize. He didn't just grow a beard. He's actually edited. Like, his eyes look slightly different. His head shape looks slightly different. And these aren't natural surgeries. People try to say they're getting surgeries, but they're not. They're doing artificial edits that make real people insecure.
They're like sim characters, okay? If I wanted to edit a character that I already made on Sims, all I have to do is to go in the little creation place, whatever it's called, create a sim, and basically slide their eyes closer together. Oh, let me put a beard on them. That's what they're doing, okay?
Let me pull up that video real quick. This one. Both of these two. I think a big one is Lil Kim. She has changed so much. And another one you had pointed out about this was Ari Fletcher. Remember, you had said that this look was considered attractive in our generation, But in the future, people...
because she's Snooki. And so you have to understand, people thought that Snooki's character was attractive, but then when people look back on that trend, they're grossed out, you know? So what I'm saying is that people have to stop following trends. Trends are made to humiliate the general population, all right? They get you to do something, then you look back 10 years from now and you say, oh, look how stupid I look. Like, are you not listening to what you just said about yourself? You look stupid, yet here you are 15 years later, 10 years later, following the new trend. Come on. You know, when will people wake up? They are controlling your perception of what's attractive. Like, you don't even have your own perception of what you find attractive. You let the media, Instagram and whatever apps, control what you find attractive. And with them controlling what people find attractive, people that don't find it attractive start trying to blend in with it so that other people, the bots, could find them attractive. All right. So like, if there's a guy who found out that most women like how Drake look, he'll just dedicate his entire life to trying to look like Drake so that like an NPC female would like him, because, you know, that's stupid. And it's vice versa. It goes the other way also. And that's how they like feed off people's insecurities. You have to understand, this is an energy harvest. Why they never tell you just to accept yourself, like yourself, embrace what you look like? Why does it always have to be you changing yourself to live up to some image that they want you to live up to? Think about that.
You're right. And Drake is actually a perfect example of this, because no female thought this was attractive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He purposely was looking goofy and stuff to mock people later. Like, oh, now you find me attractive.
It's just for this. And it's to push the extremity. You know, they always try to tend to look regular in the beginning to be relatable to real people. And then they go and they make them look completely different so that people could feel like, wow, looking regular, quote unquote, or looking normal is bad. And once I get my money up, I can look like a celebrity. But that is not what's going to happen. You know, you're still not going to get the attention you want. You're not going to get any of the validation that you're seeking. This is just a big insecurity loop, you know?
Yeah, it's unhealthy. And now let's move on to the next part. It says, and this part is sick. It says that if you don't get surgery or gym max, that you'll be an incel.
But yet they're the main people with nobody or inside of toxic relationships consistently.
Exactly.
I swear, this is like infantile like mindset. Like, what is going on?
Then it says, nihilism and fatalism. The black pill is associated with a deep sense of pessimism, despair, and fatalism. Yeah, it's all negative. This mindset often leads to a rejection of mainstream self-help advice, and in extreme cases can be linked to basically removing yourself from the world stage.
Of course.
Or calls for, I can't say that, but basically just negativity
against women and chads. Attractive men are.
Why do they call them chads?
These guys are losers. Like, whoever these guys are involved in black pill are losers. To be attracting women in the first place, like attacking them, that is why you are a loser. You do not disrespect the divine feminine energy, okay? That's like not what you're gonna do. And to be mad at other guys because you think that they genetically got something that you don't have, it's like, what? Like, just focus on yourself. You know, if you really focus on yourself, you'll be all right.
This Chad guy looks like the idiot in this situation.
And you know what's crazy? There's more losers in the world now than ever.
These people look like idiots, man. They look like Johnny Test. No, not Johnny Test. What is that guy? I think his name is Johnny also.
Are you talking about Johnny Test, the cartoon? Oh, Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo, yeah.
Maybe that was like predictive programming or something.
Yeah. Yeah, they look like this dude. And remember in the show, he kept flexing and all he cared about was physical.
But think about Johnny's character. Think about Johnny Bravo, though. Everything was about looks, the gym maxer, all right, trying to always get women. But he lived at his mama's house.
Are you serious?
Yes. That's why his mom is like a huge character in this. He lived with his mom.
Very.
I think he was broke, too, if I'm not mistaken.
All he cared about was his image.
His appearance. He's predictive programming.
Yeah. This was all programming because most of these guys are actually living with their parents still and not doing anything with their life. They just care about their physical.
Exactly. He was a loser. Like, this is crazy, man. And they're making a bunch of Johnny Bravos now. That's what they're doing. Look, they got a little toy. A little fun pop. Or fun. What is it? Funko Pop?
Yeah. Notice he has the mirror and a comb on hand. See, this is all programming that they did to people while they were children. It's the same thing with the brain rot stuff and the look maxing. It's children that are into this stuff. That way, when they get older...
Why would they make this cartoon for children? Think about that.
I know.
It's just all programming. And look, some idiot dressed up as it for Halloween.
What? This?
See?
Oh, of course on TikTok. And he said, "Man, I'm pretty."
Of course. That's how they are nowadays. Because someone said he never got any woman. Like, he never got with any female. Right?
In the show?
Yeah. And so that's very symbolic that he couldn't attract no woman at all, right? And these guys that are so obsessed with look maxing have no one except for their mom. Think about that.
That is true.
He lives at home.
And I find it symbolic they're comparing him to Andrew Tate because he's pushing that same agenda.
Remember that video where they were trying to really promote Andrew Tate's character and they had this guy putting him on as like a poster and his girlfriend?
Oh, yeah. I need to look that up. That was sick.
I doubt you're even going to find that. Remember what we said about
social media
stuff? Like,
it gets deleted. Disappears. Yeah. One thing I want to point out, it's kind of ironic. Seth MacFarlane was fired from this show. Like, the fact he's even connected to this, and I just exposed him for being Charlie Kirk.
And that's funny because, like, think about Family Guy. He creates a loser male type of guys.
Damn, all his shows have that similar concept.
Exactly. It's all programming. I don't know if it was... We should be very careful.
Yep, they're hiding it.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it doesn't even pop up. Damn, they really deleted what you said. Like, the fact that it doesn't even pop up. Even though it was a big video, but basically, to explain it, it was just a video of a guy that was obsessed with Andrew Tate. He had posters of him. He had a cutout of him. And
his girlfriend was breaking up with him, and he didn't care.
Yep.
He was more attached to him.
And that's happening a lot nowadays.
Someone actually contacted us and said their husband was morphing into Andrew Tate.
And they showed us a picture. He was bald. He had the beard.
And he was going to meetings. Acting like he had money.
He was doing the symbolism. That was very sad. That was actually a real person that said that their husband was brainwashed.
And he used to be normal and like nice, and then he started like hating her.
Women.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is sad. By the way, to anybody new here, I've exposed Andrew Tate countless times, and now they're trying to steal my content. But you guys already know that it originates from me. And I'm gonna expose those characters that are trying to steal my stuff. I made this video 3 years ago. It's about to hit 3 years. And it made such a huge impact that they're trying to change the narrative of it. Someone said, damn, I see the underlying subject of the show. I was 7 years old when it came out. He looks, Max was a peacock, etc. But a real man, a real woman actually is gonna be with doesn't have those traits. Beavis and Butthead also. Yeah, there's a lot of shows like that. And they're always mocking. Like, you had said people are getting dumber and dumber, and it reminded me of Dumb and Dumber.
Mm-hmm.
They always show that bots are always devolving. And you had exposed Key Glock and Young Dolph. They had a song called Dumb and Dumber. They keep showing how NPCs just keep getting dumber and dumber.
I exposed that photo in my video on Key Glock.
And people got mad.
Yeah, because I said that it was a little weird. I'm not even going to get into that. You know what's crazy? I did that before the Young Dolph character died, right?
No, I think it was like right after.
No, I think it was before. Huh.
You had already knew his character, but it was like shortly after. But another thing I wanted to point out with this is they did it again with Lil Baby. They keep recycling the same thing.
Because they're making each generation dumber and dumber. And his is crazy. Dumb, and dumber. So he's... Okay.
And notice how the first one is spelled wrong. And these are the main people making people dumb. Future's music is very dumb. Remember that song? Mm-hmm. I forgot what it's even called, but he's mumbling.
All of these characters mumble.
Yeah, Lil Baby, and it's in his name. And then Young Thug.
Think about that name.
His music is terrible. I see now why they chose them three. Exactly, rappers are very dumb. They're pushing a dumb image as if it's cool. They pay to get humiliated. So let's continue with this. It says, this is actually sad that these people that indulge in black pill stuff end up removing themselves from the world stage. I can't say the word, but the fact that that's happening because of this agenda shows how detrimental it is. Then it says societal blame. The black pill shifts the blame for an individual's lack of success from personal factors to society at large, especially the perceived demands of women and the influence of dating apps, which they argue magnify biases toward physical attractiveness.
Like I'm saying, these people have a victim mentality.
Yeah, because even though that's true that the apps like Tinder and stuff scan your face and give you like attractive points and only send you out to other people that have similar points as you, like, yeah, these apps are bad, but you shouldn't even be on the apps to begin with. In essence, taking the black pill means accepting that it's over and there is no hope for a fulfilling romantic or intimate life due to factors outside of one's control.
These people want to do everything else except for introspection. Oh, I forgot. They don't have inner monologue. That's what this represents. These are NPCs.
Yeah. I'm going to look that up. What percentage of people do not have the fact that it popped up an internal monologue. So they're lowering the amount, but the fact that they're even admitting that 30% of people do not have a constant internal monologue.
It's actually more.
Yeah, they're lowering the number to not tell people that there's more NPCs than we think. Though many more have only one intermittently. I don't know what that means.
Some of their inner monologue is like something they heard online,
Oh.
celebrity, music, you know.
That's why they make all this content. To give NPCs
Thoughts.
Some people experience a constant inner voice while others have their thoughts as visual imagery, abstract concepts, or sensory awareness instead of a verbal monologue. That's scary. These people can't think. Research by psychologists like Russell suggests a wide range, with some individuals never experiencing an inner voice and others experiencing it almost all the time. That is scary. Let me know if any of you guys don't have an inner voice in here.
They're not gonna let you know that. Like,
I'm just
why do you
curious.
think people are gonna let you know that?
Yeah, they're gonna feel bad. I know trolls don't. Like Binu, our most infamous troll on here, he clearly has no inner monologue.
Venue is like famous at this point.
Intermittent internal monologue. Many people have inner monologue only some of the time. For example, an experiment showed that people have an inner voice only 25% of the time. Weird.
Some of these inner voices be some of their
A
family
celebrity.
members. Yeah, it doesn't even be them.
That is true. While the numbers vary by study, estimates often place those with a regular inner monologue around 25% of the population, meaning between 50 and 75% of people do not have a constant one.
It's more.
Yeah, it's 99. A smaller group, around 5%, have no inner monologue at all. No, this number is closer. They're trying to give them the benefit of the doubt that they only have it sometimes, but how could you only have it sometimes? You either have it or you don't. Someone said, I wonder if that's something that can be obtained over time. No. I remember being a child having inner monologue. You can't develop it over time. You either have it or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we had looked up what percentage of people have empathy. So it says the term empath is often used for individuals who are highly attuned to the emotions of others, but this is a rare trait, with estimates suggesting it may apply to only 1% to 2% of the population.
A lot of people don't have empathy. You can't fool me. I know who doesn't have empathy.
This is the truth right here.
You know, some animals have more empathy than humans. Like dogs have more empathy than the human population. Think about that.
NPCs.
You're better off, if you're an empath, you're better off hanging out with a dog.
Yeah, than an NPC.
Exactly, because if only 1% or max 2% have empathy, the chances of you really coming across
Another person.
Yeah, you're just going to be, surrounded by these crazy people. You're more likely to meet a dog that has the same level of empathy as you and that can reciprocate.
This right here is the truth. I can't even believe they're admitting only 1 to 2% of the population are empaths. So this is exactly what we were talking about with starseeds. All right. Somebody said, "What exactly do you mean by internal dialogue, and what's the point of having it?"
It's okay. It's okay not to explain this.
Do you not realize that if you can't even talk
it gives
to
you
yourself,
introspection. It gives you introspection. Again, I'll repeat. It gives you introspection. If you don't have introspection, you act like an incel. If you don't have introspection, you consume everything online and you never think, maybe I should get off my phone. Maybe that was a terrible freaking video. Maybe I shouldn't comment how I feel because it actually doesn't even matter to this creator on this account. Like, that's, I don't know. Some people really don't have that. They just don't.
that's why when they look at celebrities, they don't question, Jimmy Kimmel looks like Tom Hanks.
I've been deceived.
They don't think like this. They will never think like this. And that's why they attack us when we expose them.
They are like, mad that someone has free thought. I feel like, well, it's not really a feeling, this is truth. Inner monologue is what makes you be able to have free thought.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have that, you're kind of regurgitating everything. Like, ironically, Tom Hanks' character in what is the movie? What is it called? Where he's like acting like he's behind.
Forrest Gump?
Yeah, Forrest Gump, right? Which is sick. And I've been trying to tell you guys, they make characters that are like special needs, right? In Forrest Gump, he has a scene where he quotes, it has a big, conspiracy behind it of Mandela effect and stuff, but we're not going to get into that. It's the fact that he quotes what his mom said. He said, "Mom said life is like whatever.
Box of chocolates."
Exactly. That is having no inner monologue. And if you ever notice in this movie, he just goes wherever people tell him to go.
This movie is such a Matrix staple. Look at how Google even puts a running emoji because they kept telling him, "Run, Forrest, run." And then he started running.
Exactly. He is the prime example of someone with no inner monologue. And I guess this is why this is a Matrix staple movie.
Yeah.
Because it reflects the majority. Some are not as bad as him, but they typically are not controlling their own life. He graduated from college and a guy said, "Have you thought about your future? Time to go to the military." And he did
just
it.
went.
Exactly.
He didn't even question.
He just kept going with whatever people told him. This girl that he's been chasing for all this time comes back and she's like, "I have a baby." And then he's like, she says it's his and he just accepts. Nothing else about it. It's like.
Then she leaves.
Exactly. Well, she dies.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't leave. This is just a terrible movie.
And it's so symbolic. Remember other NPCs
was following him. And you know what's crazy? Hold on.
Let me exit this.
Remember we talked about how some NPCs will randomly talk to you? He told this to a random lady, the whole story to a random lady at the bus station.
That's what the whole movie is.
And she left, I think. He was just talking and talking.
Damn, I forgot all about that. That's how it starts off.
Yeah, that's a good movie. That's a good movie to explain what it's like to have no inner monologue.
And this is so deep, this scene, because this is a perfect example of blind leading the blind.
Exactly. Remember?
He didn't know what he was doing. He was just running.
And they said, "Where did we go now?" Or something like that.
And look, he even has a beard and everything like Moses or something.
Exactly. Remember in the book of Enoch, when we were reading it, he was going somewhere. He didn't even know where he was going. But
all the
NPCs of the town was like following him. And then they were like, "Where do we go?" And he kept saying, "Go home."
Yeah, I said, "You're going to die. Go home." Because he was trying to evolve, but they thought they could leech onto his evolution. It's a very symbolic story.
Yeah, so this is a prime example of what being an NPC is like. They're worse, these people right here in the back. Because, who just sees another man running and say, "Oh, I'm going to run too"? What? Think for yourself.
He didn't even have a reason for it. He just started running across the world.
That's crazy. Someone said they can't watch that movie again. That movie hurts their brain.
Yeah, I admit that I wouldn't watch this movie again. Like, if you already seen it, you already know. You don't have to watch it again. This movie does dumb people down.
Wow, someone said it's a worldwide favorite movie.
For
For
a
a
reason.
reason, that's true.
Poor little Tink Tink.
Nah.
Because remember his leg?
Nah. Yeah, this was a bad, terrible movie.
And it's so ironic because I exposed him in this stream.
And then, oh yeah, someone just brought up the shrimp, right? He meets a random guy
Oh,
in the
yeah,
military who's
Bubba.
also just as like
Slow. Man.
exactly. He quotes his mom. Also, he quotes everybody. They both quote people, right? They don't have their own thoughts. And the guy at least has a dream, which is
Yeah.
to open up.
A shrimp boat.
Yeah, exactly. And then he goes into like what?
And that's another thing. Notice how he sold his soul to the government, the military. Because when you join the military, you're selling your soul, literally. They own you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a sign of an NPC. They give their life away to things. And he met that guy there, and he went to fulfill his dream
It's so
for him.
weird. And it's like he gets thrown everywhere, and then like, it's just a weird thing.
There's so many scenes in this. And another movie that's pretty much the same concept is, what is that Adam Sandler? Waterboy.
He always says, "Mama says this, Mama says that." Like, what? What do you say? These people get really programmed, and it's scary.
And I understand these movies now. They're showing the life of an NPC. They don't have, like, he was programmed with his mom. That's all he knew. And then they told him there's something to this running thing. Remember they told him go run on a field, and then he ended up becoming famous from it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
There's something to this blind running. I think it's symbolic to how NPCs have no direction.
Yeah, they don't know what they're actually doing.
But yeah, the Tom Hanks one is more direct because
The movie is him just blabbering to some random person. Like, seriously, this is the start of it, and the whole movie is like a flashback. And he's just telling this random person all his business. And we talked about this recently, how an NPC will turn to you and just tell you random stuff. I've been so many places, and, well, there's one story in particular. I'm somewhere, and I'm sitting there minding my business, and a random lady walks up. I didn't even see this lady, and she tells me, "My husband died yesterday." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry." She was like, "He was a mailman for 30 years. I was like, "Oh, wow." And then she just keeps going on, and she's like, "I don't know what I'm going to do." And I'm like, I was probably like 15 at the time, and I was so confused. Like, how can I help you? I don't understand.
And NPCs do that. They feel like they could just trauma dump
Exactly.
all of their weird stuff. And what's weird about this, in the beginning of the movie, it shows a leaf just being blown by the wind. And it's symbolic to how he's being blown wherever
The wind takes him. Wherever it wants him to go, he'll go.
He doesn't have inner monologue or free will. Like, he has free will, but he don't use it. And remember they made a TikTok trend, remembering you have free will?
Yeah, they had to remind NPCs that they did, but they still couldn't get with it because they still can't conceptualize the fact that, oh, I could get up and go outside. Remember that time we seen a bot and we said, why is he like so adamant about getting his car at 3 a.m. and going out? Like, something told him,
Oh, yeah.
go out right now, you know?
You even seen a guy walking one time, just happy for no reason. Kind of like how Forrest Gump is. He's always like, it's this delusion happy. And that's why they say ignorance is bliss, because these ignorant people think everything's good, but they actually are very dumb. And we seen this guy walking in the middle of the night, and we asked him, where is this certain
That was
apartment?
scary. I kept talking to him, but he was out of it. And then he said, "What?" And then, and he was smiling. And he had that blank stare, like he didn't know where he was at. And he said, "I don't live out here. What are you doing in a random apartment complex at like 3 a.m.? Like, what is going on here?" And he lied to us about where a certain building was. He said it's over there. We go, it was not there. It was actually on the complete opposite side.
That shows that NPCs are just sent places.
And he was like listening to something like a podcast. He's probably in the manosphere.
Oh yeah, I was gonna look up. Let's see if it pops up. The free will trend on TikTok is a positive movement where users celebrate their ability to make small personal choices to feel more in control of their lives.
This is actually very scary.
Replace people and users with NPCs, by the way.
I mean, users.
Yeah.
They're an addict.
NPCs post videos of themselves making choices, often simple ones like trying a new food.
Wow.
Or drinking a different brand of coffee.
This is amazing.
To remind themselves that they have agency, especially when feeling overwhelmed by negative news.
The media, I guess, it controls them.
It's a way to empower oneself by focusing on the ability to choose and to find happiness in the small decisions of daily life.
I hope this sticks and it pushes them to stay on that. But as we see, I don't see this anywhere anymore.
It's already gone.
They're Charlie Kirk and all types of stuff.
Brain rotting.
Brain rotting.
And another key detail about this, though, it's small choices. They're not telling NPCs that big choices you have free will with also.
So I understand what you're saying, that he told more than one person, because I didn't even pay attention to the idea that it switched out. But still, those people were only hearing spots and pieces of the story because
they didn't hear the beginning parts. Yeah,
and
you're
like,
right.
People are coming in randomly. That still doesn't make sense. He's just sitting there rambling.
That makes it worse because like he's not even retelling the story.
Yeah, they make this free will movement seem like something new, but it's not. It's just like go try a different coffee. Like, it's not that big a deal. But that's scary. That means they're living like automatically, like
automatons.
Yes, like you wake up, you get dressed, you go to work, you get coffee.
Same coffee.
Exactly.
Starbucks.
And you don't think about what you're doing. You grab the same mug where it's always at. You talk to the same people. Never try to talk to someone else that you never talk to. Stranger danger.
It's like that SpongeBob episode. That SpongeBob normal episode. Do you guys remember that? He kept saying, "Hi, how are you?"
Yeah, he was
acting like an NPC. And then he said he smoothened out the edges of his personality. And he started look-maxing. Remember Squidward too?
Exactly. He wanted to be like him.
At the very end, they were like super
Remember he started
look-max.
printing out meat?
Oh, yeah. This episode is very symbolic. Damn, they showed look-maxing in this.
Oh, that's dude. Someone said different coffee, but it's still coffee. Exactly. Like, why they don't go get another drink?
That is true. What is that Squidward? Oh, this one. They showed look-maxing in SpongeBob while we were children. Like, they programmed people at a young age with this before it even became a trend.
What was his name? Handsome Squidward?
Yeah. And notice it's the same features. The jawline, the dead eyes. I don't know what's up with that. The lips, the chin.
The smooth bald
head. Andrew Tate got the bald head.
Shiny bald head. This is gross.
I need to make a Patreon video about look-maxing, and I'm going to put this on the thumbnail. Because a lot of people have been asking me to expose that. Someone said shrimps are roaches of the sea. That is true. Yeah, I don't even like thinking about that. Shrimp is so nasty. I don't even. Should I show it?
Show what?
Shrimps.
Oh yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, I have to show it. People need to know. This is so gross. If you're sensitive to bugs, don't look at the screen. So, this is a bug on land. This is a bug underwater. This grossed me out. People are eating water bugs and don't even know it. And they hype up shrimp and lobsters and clams and crabs and oysters, but they're all bugs. They're bottom feeders, scavengers, exactly not food. This stuff is gross, man. I can't even look at that for too long. But yeah, that's why that Bubba guy was obsessed with the shrimp. NPCs love bugs for some reason. Let's see what Forrest Gump equals in gematria. Such a weird name. Of course, Forrest equals 38. Ironic, Forrest Gump with one R equals 49 and 130, which is 13. And I showed you guys earlier, Jimmy Kimmel is born on the 13th, and Neymar equals 31. And then that Dylan guy is in 13 Reasons Why. I knew I was going to find a connection. Because I noticed they use the characters that they act as in movies as connections in gematria also. Exactly. In the movie he was really good at football, but he didn't actually know what was going on. Someone just told him to run, and then he would just run. Someone said, I think the Netflix movie Uglies is what they want society to be. I don't know what that is. So the person that said that explained the movie. It says it's a movie based on a young adult in a dystopian novel. Based on a dystopian novel, which, of course, it premiered on September 13th. The story is set in a future where a mandatory cosmetic surgery at age 16 transforms everyone into quote-unquote pretties, eliminating flaws to create a seemingly utopian society.
What?
This movie called Uglies.
Is that popular right now?
I guess. It came out last year. And it says that I had watched the movie. Remember that old movie where they only wanted to live to like age 30 and it was like a fake utopian society?
I could not stand that movie.
Yeah, it was really
had weird,
dumb.
What is it called? Background music.
Yeah.
It sounded like elevator noise.
The protagonist initially looks forward to her transformation but embarks on a journey to find her missing friend, which challenges her understanding of her world and its enforced beauty standards. Yeah, that is true. That's how it is. And obviously, they always make it so literal. Like, it's not literal. It's an analogy to the fact that they enforce standards on people. But it is ironic that they said by the age of 16, it becomes mandatory in the movie. If you notice, teenagers, when they're around the age of 16, that's when they're the most insecure about this stuff.
Because of society.
Yeah.
I almost laughed at this comment, but it's most likely, it is true. They said all fish have parasites and STDs. And salmon is the worst. It has parasites and herpes.
I wouldn't be surprised. That is true, actually. And it's all meat, really. Like, I bet you guys didn't even know that no matter how much you cook meat, you can't remove all of the parasites. Really question that. That's why they push meat. They want you to have parasites. Someone said NPCs love parasites. Oh, you had told me about this, the hunter eyes.
Yeah, I told you about that. How everybody wants hunter eyes.
They're
saying like a year ago or so.
Yeah, they said that that's one of the staples of look maxing.
Oh, who said that? Where's that?
And you had talked about how that's actually a sign of poverty.
Oh, that was yesterday. I learned about that. That's a whole thing.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic, but
because it represents like scarcity, like you gotta hunt or like it's this whole thing.
Yeah, that's what's called hunter.
Yeah,
it puts you in fight or flight.
Look at this. It says before, after.
That's scary. And
this actually looks bad. Like
this is a whole video how to reduce eyelid size to get hunter eyes.
And again, this is guys doing all this stuff. This is scary.
This one on the bottom looks demonic and evil. This looks like an evil person. While this one on top looks more friendly and empathetic. So they want people to be narcissistic looking. You're programmed if you think the one at the bottom looks better than the one at the top. That means you have been psychologically programmed. And they're doing this with the female celebrities too. I think it said that people get surgery to have these eyes. Yeah, I think Megan Fox is one of the faces of this. That is some crazy stuff, man. Don't fall for the media. Someone said type in gematria, a movie Forrest Gump. Wow, you're right. A movie Forrest Gump equals 223, just like the Skull and Bones. Same cipher too. Make sure you guys go get the calculator, by the way. We also have this feature here where you can select all and deselect all. That's a good connection. A movie Forrest Gump matches to Skull and Crossbones with 223, and then 263 reversed is 236. Someone said they asked AI a question and they couldn't answer it. All fish have parasites. Oh yeah, you already read that. Someone said the hunter eyes look like wolf eyes. Yeah, someone said that some people make fun of look maxing, but you have to understand that kids take this stuff serious. Like, they are actually very programmed with it. Who's Derek Lambert? So this guy keeps saying that Derek Lambert is that basketball player that's his nephew. I don't know who this guy is, but yeah, man, your nephew is a character. Yeah, and I see what you're saying. They do look alike. And this guy's infiltrating as a regular guy, I assume. Type in gematria life like a box of chocolate. Yeah, I've noticed this movie is very connected to like the simulation. There's a lot of movies like that where like these quotes that are said are they equal certain numbers in gematria. Are you referring to the 119? Yeah, that quote is in the Mandela effects, but it's actually been debunked because people say, let me pull it up to really debunk this. Because this is a perfect example of how Mandela effect is a joke and it's just idiots not remembering. The Forrest Gump Mandela effect most commonly concerns the famous quote with many people misremembering it. That's all Mandela effect is people misremembering things. They misremember it as life is like a box of chocolates. The actual line from the movie in the beginning is, my mama always said life was like a box of chocolates. And the reason why people misremember this, I'm surprised the AI didn't even point it out, but I'll explain it. The reason people are misremembering the quote is at the end of the movie, he says it again, and this time he says life is like a box of chocolates. So people are just misremembering. He said both lines in the movie. And apparently there's another one of a Panther Party quote, but I don't know about that one. Apparently people remember him saying, "Sorry, I ruined your Black Panther Party," but the actual quote, "Forrest apologizes for ruining Lieutenant Dan's New Year's Eve party." This is just people misremembering things. Type in captive state. Someone said Valentine's Day. Exactly. People just have selective memory. Alright, so let us know if you guys have any other questions. Someone said basically a world where you're alienated in society if you're ugly, and the pretty people just are more popular and get more advantages in life. And I hate how they push that thing where, like, let me look it up. It's a whole meme where they say, "You're not ugly, just broke." And they make it seem like celebrities, just because they have money, now they're not ugly. And this one is a good example. How they did this on purpose. How did Elon look older before he got famous? And they even made a joke. They said, "When you're so rich that your hairline comes back." So they're associating money with how you look when it's not even the case. Who is Morgan Wallen, other character? I'll expose him on Patreon. But yeah, let us know if you guys have any other questions before we end the stream. We covered a lot of topics. Someone said it's basically Darwinism. Darwinism is the theory of evolution on the concepts of natural selection and branching descent. It explains that organisms with traits better suited to their environment are more likely to survive and reproduce, passing those advantageous traits to their offspring, which over many generations can lead to the development of new species. Today, modern Darwinism incorporates genetics with Darwin's original ideas to provide a more complete picture of heredity and change. That's weird. So this is an old agenda. This shows that everything is recycled. People are still living based upon Darwin's old concepts. And this is very toxic to believe in because you can't control these things. And you shouldn't make your genetics such a big deal in your life. Because what I've noticed is genetics actually don't matter in the concept of being a starseed. That's what a lot of people don't talk about. Starseeds, it doesn't matter what family we're in, we're always going to be special. You know what I'm saying? So that proves that genetics don't matter. So we're about to end the stream. Let us know if you guys have any last questions. Make sure you guys join the Patreon if you haven't already. There's over 120 videos. And if you guys like the Gematria calculator, go to gematriaworld.com. And like we said, all of the digital products are cheaper on our website.
Again, the 2026 numerology calendar is out now. Go get it on the website. But if you want to also have all the videos that we have on Patreon, I recommend just getting the Celestial tier membership. We brought up the Twin Flame relationship ebook all throughout this live stream. Go check that out.
That one has been very popular lately.
Yeah, shockingly, I was actually shocked that after so much time people cared about it. And then the numerology ebook, I also have a part 2 coming out because so many people have been asking and begging that I make another numerology ebook. So I'm working on that diligently. This one is also updated. So the one on the website is updated. The one on Patreon is not updated. I recently updated it. So yeah, maybe, well, actually soon I'll just put the updated version on Patreon.
Yeah, for
tomorrow.
those.
Yeah, because I didn't think about that. That's crazy.
For everyone that has already purchased it, we'll let you know when it's updated on Patreon so that you can get the updated version.
Do they always get a downloadable link?
Yeah.
So if it's updated, can they get access to that? Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. All right, yeah, I'll just update that because I updated so many things actually in this numerology ebook. And then there's going to be a part 2 that's going to be so interesting about how to start a business, because I've helped countless people start their business since making this numerology ebook and doing readings. And it's like one of the most asked things I get, and people have succeeded from the information I gave them. So that ebook is going to be focused around that.
And someone said, do you have a Discord? No, we have a Patreon group chat. So join the Patreon for that. And then the other person said that South Park is talking about me indirectly with an episode called 6-7. I haven't seen it, but that is weird because we've been talking
I am so tired of NPCs and this 6-7 nonsense. I don't even know what the hell that means. And it's just bot. Like, they're distracting you to say some random numbers.
13.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's
just like the character.
607.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? They're getting y'all with that number. It's probably some secret code to some agenda or new world order they're about to push on you guys.
They even have that gas station 76.
That's crazy. And that's 13.
Yeah, they always use 13 with these agendas. But yeah. Someone said, I remember there was a trend of YouTubers being vegan and even normal people, and then a few years later coming out and saying veganism was bad for their health.
This is why you cannot rely on external people. hence YouTubers or TikTokers or all that stuff, they are always lying. They are involved. So their mission is to confuse you. And this is why you should think for yourself. All right. And thinking for yourself is going to be so beneficial because you're going to know how to identify who's actually trying to help you and who's just trying to confuse you. All right.
So yeah, that's pretty much everything. That's all the announcements. And we have more to come with the calculator. We're going to be adding more features. And if you already have the membership, you'll get access to them instantly when we update it.
The next live stream is going to be
on Divine Sade's channel.
Yes, and hopefully it is during the week. If not, then it'll be on the weekend. We're not really good at schedules and planning. You guys always ask us, do we have a schedule or something? But the truth is, we don't live on that type of thing.
So go subscribe to Divine Sade, turn on post notifications, and
read my banner so you can stop being a bot. So funny.
All right. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. Make sure you guys drop a like on the stream. Join our Patreon. The link's in the description. And remember, you get 50% off if you pay annually. All you have to do is check this and you get 50% off.
And think about that. This is paid for the entire year. And you get group chat access. You get so many new videos, including all the old videos that are on there. And if you get the Celestial one, which is highly recommended, you get numerology readings. You can even get phone calls with us. You can choose which one of us you want to talk to. Conscious X likes talking to people, so yeah.
You could even choose for both of us. And you get all the ebooks and calendar for free, and any future ones that come out.
Exactly. So it's amazing. All right.
So thank you guys so much for supporting us on Patreon. That's how, if you wanted us to keep making videos, make sure you support us on there.
Exactly.
Same
or
thing.
the Gematria World website.
GematriaWorld.com. Links in the description. Thank you guys so much for your support. And yeah, that's everything. We'll catch you guys on the next live stream.